Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Frame Trap. Today, I am joined by Mr. Michael Huber.
Hello.
And Mr. Kyle Bosman.
Hello.
Rocket-a-doo. I'll be hosting this. I'm Ben Moore, and I've got something on the brain. When I'm going to start the pre-what have you been playing banter with. Mm-hmm. And that is Smash Brothers.
Smash on the brain.
Smash is on the brain. Smash on the brain. We're less than a month away from Smash Brothers Ultimate, which is crazy. I feel like it's really snuck up on me. Mm-hmm. And I want to ask you two questions. First one's going to be a nice little softball. Just, start the Smash conversation. Then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty.
The hard balls.
Yeah. Hard balls for us. We'll have to turn against each other a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Which of the Smash newcomers are you most excited for?
Okay, let's. There's not too many, so I think we could actually list them off. Mm-hmm. Inkling.
Yep.
Simon, the Belmonts.
Yep.
Incineroar.
Yep.
Isabelle.
Excuse me, Isabelle.
Waluigi.
No.
Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley 83.
Ken.
Okay.
Doesn't count.
All right.
Like Daisy, don't say Daisy.
Okay.
Don't say Dark Samus.
Okay.
Like, I think that's it for, like, new characters, right?
Might be forgetting one or two, but
okay,
we got there.
All right.
Pretty much.
All right.
Oh, King K. Rool. Come on.
Oh, sure.
King K. Rool.
Okay. So, among those 7, which are we most excited about?
Yeah, well, what's your you, Mr. Kyle Bosman, in your heart of hearts most excited about?
You know what? It's Incineroar and then Ridley close second.
I didn't expect you to pick Incineroar. Why did you pick Incineroar?
I love a Smash character who loves to smash. I love a Smash character who is there to punch and kick and grab and just explode in fury.
So Incineroar over King K. Rool then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. King K. Rool's a joke.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Because one eye is bigger than the other eye. He's just there to just kind of...
He's there to get beat up.
He's there to get beat up.
You think so?
I do. Yep. He's just there
his
to launch his little
flops,
cannonballs.
His guns.
Yep.
I think that's wrong, but I respect your opinion.
Yep.
I respect your opinion. Incineroar does look very, very fun. Huber, which of the newcomers are you most excited for?
Dude, without a shadow of a doubt, the Belmonts. This has been a long time coming.
Thank you, Huber.
Long overdue. This is what Smash is all about. These fantasy matchups, these easy or uneasy alliances between some of your favorite video game characters of all time. The Belmonts.
It's fair.
Ready.
Yep.
And don't forget, you'll be doing it at Dracula's Castle.
Yes.
How sick is that?
Yeah, dude.
Ben, I forgot one that's actually in my top 2 or 3. It's Piranha Plant.
That's a bit.
It's not a bit.
I thought you hated Piranha Plant.
Yeah, I thought you hated
Piranha
Plant.
I can't keep up with these Bosman hot takes.
So Piranha Plant is a character I'm excited to play as. I think it's a weird thing to add as an early purchase incentive.
Okay.
It seemed like a cheap call. Do you
that
know?
actually makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it was like we need people to buy the game early.
Sure.
What can we just give them? And it kind of seems like that kind of character.
Yeah.
But like I'm more excited to play as Piranha Plant than Inkling, for instance.
I'm really excited to play Piranha Plant.
Yeah.
Just like sniping people across the stage coming out of your
little poison gas.
Yeah,
you're a little nasty little guy. Yeah.
I wasn't counting that just because it's not going to be there day one, but I still think it's good to bring up for sure.
Yeah.
And I do think it is pretty exciting. All right, now we have to turn against each other a little bit.
Okay.
Don't hold anything back. Who is, without a shadow of a doubt, going to win the first Smash tournament?
Brad.
You think
Damiani.
Brad?
Brad always wins.
Damiani.
Has Brad won all of our Smash tournaments?
Did Damiani beat Brad ever?
Maybe.
Okay.
Now, Damiani is going to be reviewing Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah.
Do you think that advantage will play into...
It does a little bit because, like the way they kind of flop it, you hit somebody and they kind of like speed up and drop. There's like a little bit of like different gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Damiani has an advantage.
Okay.
I'm
Are
going
you
with
sticking
Damiani.
with Brad?
I'll take Brad. You can take Damiani.
I'll take Damiani.
Yeah.
Brad has beaten me in Smash my entire life.
I'll take last place is Blood. Jones will actually upset and beat Bloodworth.
Well, wait. Okay, this is great. That was my next question. Is who's
Yeah.
going to be last?
Yeah.
So you think Bloodworth will be last?
I do think Bloodworth will be last.
Why do you think Bloodworth will be last?
Because Jones has some passion. He's gonna beat Bloodworth.
Okay,
Yeah.
but why are you
Jones
saying
wants to win more.
that Jones and Blood are going to be duking it out at the bottom? There's 9 of us.
If you don't know, if you've never watched an Easy Allies tournament,
Yeah.
Bloodworth has never won one.
Oh,
The entire time
okay.
we've
Put him on
existed.
blast like that.
I'm putting him on blast. Blood, you got to win a tournament for me to respect you as a competitor.
Where are you going to place?
I'll be in the middle. Damiani's gonna crush me. Like
we always knock each other out, Kyle. I feel like
You and I do, yeah.
always
yeah.
on each other. We're
You
always
get me
in the
with
middle.
that Bowser drop kick. I felt it 100 times.
Against you and Huber. Kyle.
Huber wins. Huber wins against- yeah, he
I
does.
say Kyle wins.
Yeah.
See, we're always even matched. I feel like.
Yeah. But there's just I can't beat Damiani at Smash Bros. I can't do it. It's just there's the mental block there.
So,
I beat
so you
Brad,
think it's
like-
less his raw ability in Smash and more your...
Yeah, it's like reciting the national anthem. You know, it's just like I can never get all the words right.
Okay, so you've been through this experience before,
Yeah.
fighting Damiani in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
What is it that you think about during a match with Damiani specifically?
So, when I play Smash Brothers, I don't think right. I think about what I want to do, and I don't ever think about what my opponent wants to do. I think about just dashing to the item as fast as I can. I think about hitting them as hard as I can with a smash move. And like, oh, I'm loading up. They'll surely fall into my smash attack. And just, I'm just not good at fighting games. And it's okay to be not good at fighting games. You can compete in Smash Brothers. You can do stuff. But, I mean, there's still basic mechanics of spacing and thinking ahead and trying to get in the mind of your opponent that I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Not there yet.
Brad Strat is just the like invisible thing or the like iframes.
The
What is it?
dodge.
The dodge.
You press like down and L.
So much dodging from Brad.
Yes.
I feel like...
max amount of dodging and rolling and coming up behind you and using the C stick.
I
Yep.
feel like in any fighting game that we play at our level, if you just focus on defense, you're guaranteed to
Yeah.
get to like
Top
the
3.
semifinals. Yeah. So Jones upsets Bloodworth. I still want to just hammer this out really quick. Does Jones then lose, or is he going farther?
No, Jones loses in round 2.
Okay.
What
All
about
right.
Ian? Because remember, Ian is self-described the worst Smash player of
He
all
does
Yeah,
not
time.
I
like
forgot.
Smash.
I
He does not
forgot.
like Smash.
But I
Jones
think
might
this
beat Ian.
the game is out on a Friday, and the stream is on a Tuesday. Because Ian is going to put in time on this one,
Jones is putting in time though.
and
That's the
Ian
thing.
though too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start practicing Smash 4.
Is that the thing? Ian
I'm-
put in
I'm
time.
ready.
Ian put in time in Soul Calibur 6 and showed up.
Yeah, you
Did
showed
he?
up.
Yes.
Man, I
Yeah.
didn't get to watch that stream. I think I watched the final match, but I didn't get to see the whole thing.
Ian learned how to combo into super. It was amazing
nice.
and won that tournament. Beat Damiani.
Nice.
So you're right. Maybe I'm underselling Ian a little bit.
He's going to show up.
Yep.
Ian Wildcard.
Yep.
Okay. Blood Brandon at the bottom. Damian and Brad at the top. It'll be.
And I'm
fun
afraid
to-
Don is going to be near the bottom as well. Don just doesn't have the fighting spirit. I don't know if he really wants to be good at Smash Brothers.
He'll show up for the Trials Fusion tournament.
Will we have multiple?
What's the new one called? Trials
Global
I don't remember what the new one
It's
is
been
called.
too long. They announced it too
Evolution?
long ago.
No, Evolution was already. This
Trials
already
2,
exists.
Trials 3?
Oh, okay. All right.
Charles Road Warrior.
It has doesn't it have like the graffiti writing.
Yeah, I
It
can
does,
see
yeah.
it. It's
I just think of it as the new Trials
It's
game
green.
in my mind.
God.
Will we have multiple Smash Ultimate tournaments?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to play it all month.
Oh yeah.
I want to play that game all month.
It'll
long.
be interesting to see how the tournament places either like solidify or change up over the course of the month too.
Yeah.
Fusion.
Oh, nice. You nailed it first try.
No. Fusion is the most
no.
recent one.
Rising.
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 My goodness.
I just got to associate it with Metal Gear then.
We used to do this really cool thing when I had 3 roommates. This is back in college who also loved Smash Bros. And so we had this thing on our fridge that was points that we would accrue throughout the semester. And if you got first place in a match, you got 2 points. Second place, 1 point. And so basically, I loved that. There was a stake for every match. You know what I mean? Your points grow. The guy who got the most points played as only Diddy Kong. And we're talking about the Wii version. We're talking about Brawl. So he's just killing us with Diddy Kong every single time. Makes me so mad. just gets the stupid Final Smash, just riding around his little jetpack. So what I'm saying is, like, while like there could be some shifts, there could also be one person who chooses to be Diddy Kong only and just dominates for the entirety of Easy Allies.
I'm looking at tier ranks.
He wouldn't
the
play
night
as
before.
any other character. It's like, hey, I'm winning as Diddy Kong. I'm not leaving Diddy Kong.
So you're saying you will only respect the dominant player if they mix up their characters?
No, if they pick a low tier character.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
that is the only way to get
for a long
respect.
time.
Yes,
Long
I think he still
time.
is, dude. I don't think Bowser's
I mean,
as positive
I feel
ever
like in the
top tier.
last Smash, the most recent one though, they finally gave him respect.
That
The
drop kick is- yes.
We've got 74
Yeah.
characters at launch.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while, I think, to maybe hammer out the tiers. I don't
No
know
way.
how effective tier
It's probably
crime.
already out.
I mean, a lot is going to be coming from Smash 4, but
Yeah.
they're making a lot of changes
I'm
to
watching
a lot of characters.
141 that weekend, learning the strats.
Yeah, teach us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Meta Knight,
Are
man,
you-
and you just want to do it. If Meta Knight is good again, you don't want to be that.
Are you playing Bowser?
Got to.
Do you know who you're
100%.
playing, Kyle?
Yeah, I got some plans.
No, not going to reveal them.
I'm not gonna reveal them.
I see.
I want to have a co-op tournament.
2v2.
We never do co-op tournaments.
I love those.
So
we have
fun.
in the past. We've totally done.
Yeah,
co-op
we did.
tournaments.
Oh, dude. We did Mario Party. That was teams.
Yeah,
That was
that what
fun.
that was? I felt like tennis we didn't do co-op, but yeah, it was Mario Party, and then like the creative streams
Yeah.
when we have a team and stuff like that. Absolutely, we do teams.
I like teams.
Huber, you fall into an interesting space where, like, I would not describe you as a super competitive person, but you enjoy very much competitive games.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
Yeah.
If I lose, it's fine. If I win, it's fine. I'm just there for the
I'm not
ride.
buying it. I'm not buying it. I absolutely see Huber as a very competitive person.
I definitely have seen
Yes.
some
well,
Huber
if I-
salt, but
if
it's
I get
been less than other
super-
allies.
My salt comes from my loyalty to characters. So I'm more pissed that if I lose with Bowser, I'm more pissed that like Bowser is low tier or something. That's where my rage come from. It's not because like you beat me, you're better than me, or like I'm worse than you. It's like you chose some cheap ass character.
Man versus self.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huber, I don't even know if I should say this information because it could change, and B, I don't know how it will like impact you. But I was listening to this like 36-minute zero tier predictions, and he put Bowser pretty low.
It's all right.
He put Pikachu as the best.
So Zero's
in the
coming
game.
back full force.
Zero's coming back.
I feel like
yeah.
speed
Tempo Storm.
always freaking wins in this game, dude.
Who does?
Speed.
That
Being
was actually
faster.
something
It's
that
so
was said.
annoying.
Yeah, is how vital speed
Like
is.
Bayonetta's just zip 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 zip.
Bayonetta was in the top
Yeah.
of his predictions.
Yeah.
Lame.
So.
See, I hate losing strength to speed. That's where I get bitter in competition. And I hate losing.
I have seen that 100 times.
Yeah,
yes.
and I hate losing melee to ranged as well. Then I'll get really upset.
I believe he rated King K. Rool as the best big boy.
Wow.
Okay, put him on my
So,
list.
Belly flops.
Best big
There
boy.
we go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, time to get into the games.
Okay.
I have to start off with this because of how personally impressed I am with it, and I know you just did a huge stream on it, Kyle. Tell me about Tetris Effect.
Tetris Effect. Tetris Effect is it is a Tetris game.
Tell me more.
Tetsuya Mizuguchi is one of the producers on this game. Known for Rez, known for Space Channel 5, known for Luminous, known for just making sick, cool puzzle games that involve music. And this is one of those, but it's kind of unlike a lot of Tetris games that have come out recently. There's no bad gimmicks to it. There's a gimmick to it that's going into the zone, which maybe we can go into. But primarily, it's just about letting the Tetris be Tetris, and then the visuals and music is what really compels you to keep playing and being in the game.
Yeah, and kind of this big main mode that it has, Journey Mode, is pretty cool because you will play through a bulk of stages. So there'll be separate stages, but you'll kind of shift through them, and so you'll go through all 4 or all 5 or whatever ends up being for that chunk. And as you're going through this journey of this chunk of stages, the speed will increase, the song will change, the noises that happen when you're rotating your Tetris pieces will change, and it's not only cool seeing how the individual stages transition over time, but seeing those transitions between stages is awesome. Just having you can play this without VR, and I don't know if you've played it with VR.
I have not.
I have only played it with VR.
Cool.
And it's hard for me to imagine not playing in a VR because just having things swim by you or having like giant things clash in the background, it's just kind of this visual feast, and it's a hard thing to talk about. And I think to really sell people where like, yeah, it's just trippy Tetris. Like, I think you can really boil it down. But I was, throughout Journey Mode in VR, I was just in awe of both like the music and the visuals, and how distinct it was across all. And there are a lot of stages in Journey Mode. I was enraptured the entire time, and it would be like, okay, well, I failed this stage. It wasn't like, oh, I'll take a break. It's like, no, I need to keep going. It was just absorbing. So, but Kyle, you mentioned the gimmick that it had, the zone mode.
Yeah.
As somebody who is easily the best Tetris player amongst the allies, what did you think about that mode?
I love it.
I love it too.
Sorry, to explain it, basically, you build up a super meter as you're playing Tetris. As you make lines disappear, you build up this little zone meter. If you activate the zone meter, the press of R2 or L2, I guess, you go into this mode where it's basically every line you make doesn't disappear. It just kind of like fills up on the map. And so if you fill up... I don't know. You accrue lines, basically. Mm-hmm. How many lines can you accrue within, I don't know, it lasts like maybe 5 seconds. It doesn't last too long, but maybe a little longer than that. And so you try to fill up to the top. And so basically, as opposed to getting 4 lines at once, you can get 20 lines at once. You can get a little perfectress.
Dang.
And that's what it's called.
Did you get a perfectress?
I got it. I got
Nice.
to where like I can get perfectresses consistently.
Nice. I'm not there yet.
It's tricky. And it's kind of a fun thing to work up to. So, you know, you're doing your Tetris stuff, you're doing your normal stuff, but you're basically in the back of your mind, you're like, I've got to work up to my next zone, get that perfectress. And the game rewards you for it. If you get a perfectress, you're likely on your way to an SS rank. What was hard for me, Ben, is getting used to the modern Tetris mechanics, which have been in here for a long time. You know, holding onto a piece. You don't like a piece, you swap it, you put in your hold slot. Pressing up to slam a piece down. Like, people have been doing that for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Just having the outline of the piece where it's going to land. And most importantly, Tetris is not about getting Tetrises anymore. The best of the best just get little combos. It's about comboing line by line by line by line by line.
Yeah, so are you slamming those lines down and getting like 3 combo 3 or whatever?
Yeah, and combo 3 is bad. You want to be like 15 and 20 combos.
But because you were doing it and it was like you were building up a huge thing, and then you would slam the piece down and it would get a bunch of lines, and you'd slam it down and get a bunch of lines, but then you'd be out of ways to keep the combo going, so I was confused.
Right. So you're not supposed to slam big lines, dude. You're just supposed to get like a
Okay.
And that's how you get a high score in Tetris. Okay. The game called Tetris is no longer about Tetrises.
Yeah, what?
And in Journey Mode, I feel like the structure of it really rewards that style because it's not about getting a high score, it's about clearing a number of lines. And so it's like, hey, if you want to get to the next stage, clear 30 lines, clear 90 lines or whatever it is. And so if you can, like Kyle is saying, have those gaps and just fill them in and get line after line after line after line, you'll progress. Nice. And yeah, Huber, you'll be going through it. It'll be pretty chill, and it'll be on like speed 4, and then the rhythm of the song will change, and suddenly you're at speed 10, and just like kind of adapting to that and having the music kind of reinforce either the chillness or the anxiety that you're feeling, I think is really, really cool. And the zone mechanic, Kyle, I feel like it does something that my favorite mechanics do, where through use, I found more applications for it. Like, it wasn't like it was beating me over the head with how to best use this.
Right.
Because like, yeah, it's cool getting a huge combo, but what also you do when you are activated in zone mode, any lines that you get don't just immediately disappear. They go to the bottom of the entire board. And so it'll shift everything up. And so you can kind of use it as this way to clean up your board and just kind of change, even if you're like pretty deep in, you can change how the whole thing works. And so you're just going and you're having these moments of like, oh, okay, this would be a good time to cash in on this zone mode. And just having those moments naturally and yeah, just going through this journey, man. It's awesome. Even if Kyle, do you think this game is good for people who aren't already partial to Tetris? Because I've seen some like, hey, this is, pretty expensive for something I've been playing a whole bunch.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's $40, 40 US dollars. Yeah, Huber had that roller reaction to it.
Because it reminds me, I can't help but think of Pac-Man Championship Edition when I see Tetris Effect.
I think it's a fair comparison.
Yeah. Just like modernizing a game while like picking up the pace of it, I guess, and having the sights and the sounds while also retaining like the classic way the game feels.
Yeah.
But also adding in like weird, cool new modes. And that was only, like $15, I think, for Pac-Man when that came out.
Yeah. So what I would say about Tetris is that it is artful, which I don't think I would say about Pac-Man DX, you know what I mean? It has, in its own way, a message. It has something that it wants to communicate to you.
I want to say something so bad. Yeah.
What?
I know. It's weird thinking of, there is something that happens during the credits.
Oh, got you.
That I found humorous for like a split second, but I won't ruin it for people who are just getting into Tetris Effect. So.
Yeah. But like, as you just said, like if somebody's just like not sold immediately, I can't sell it to you immediately.
Yeah.
If you watch that trailer, if you saw how this game looks and you're like, not for me, I think you're right. I think it won't be for you.
Yeah, it's hard to speak to everyone, but I don't feel like it's hyperbolic for me to say that I think, based on my time with it right now in this moment, Tetris Effect is one of the best games of the year for me personally.
Yeah.
And like Tetris Effect to me is kind of like one of those games where you go and you see a really good show and you come back from that show and you're so excited and you just want your friends to see it. And they're like, they're just looking at the ticket prices, and they're like, it's so much. It's like, no, you'll understand where you see it when you see it. It's kind of like that for me, where like beyond that like briefly humorous thing that happened during the end credits, I actually felt emotional by the time that I got there. And this is just Tetris.
That's crazy.
This is Tetris. This is what it does with the sights and the sounds and how it leads you through these things and how it progresses and how it all connects. And it really does kind of loop all the way back around. Yeah, I wish the demo wasn't just for the weekend. That is an odd choice because I do think this is a game that once you kind of play it, and I was way in after I played the demo, I think just like having something to point to and be like, go play this for free, and then maybe you'll want to spend the $40. Now that that's not around, it's pretty frustrating. But yeah, there are a bunch of other modes in Tetris Effect.
Yes.
Like Tetris Effect just isn't this journey mode, and so I don't want to undersell it and be like, hey, go spend $40 to this one thing. Like there's a ton of other stuff. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Is there a classic mode?
There's a classic mode. It still has a hold, but it doesn't have the zone.
Cool.
And so basically that is get 150 lines, and that takes like 7 to 8 minutes.
Is there an infinite mode?
There is an infinite mode.
Nice.
Which is pointless to me.
Okay. Wait, when you are doing like Bosman v. Wozniak, isn't that infinite?
That's the thing. There's a fundamental difference between the Game Boy Tetris of my heart and modern Tetris is that it's no longer about
score,
inevitability of death.
Okay.
Both of them are about score, but Game Boy Tetrises get as many Tetrises as you can before you die, and this one is combo for your entire life until we say game over, until you get the certain amount of lines that we want you to get, and then that your score is based off of that. Because basically, Huber, the way when a piece drops at a high speed, you can keep twisting it and pushing it around, and it's so weird. It's faster than level 20 of Game Boy Tetris, but the pieces move after they drop. And so you can kind of play this game forever. If you get good at moving pieces around at a fast speed, then nothing can stop you. Basically, there's 0 frames between it being on the top and it being on the bottom, and then you just work with it after that. And so, the actual speed of the game becomes trivial. And it's not trivial. It's really hard to think that fast. But it's not about this inevitability of death anymore.
I like that.
What you like that?
I like that.
I love that inevitability of
No,
of
that's
old
what I
Tetris.
mean. That's what I like.
got you.
Yeah. I like the Game Boy style. Where
Yes,
it's like,
exactly.
I'm going as far as I can.
Before I die.
Yeah.
It's not that anymore. It's not that.
I mean, I'm not as like indebted, I think, to Tetris as you are, but man, I love holding pieces. I
like slamming.
I like slamming
Hitting
a lot.
up to slam feels really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm way into that. Kyle, are you a T-spinner?
No. That's another thing is there's the modes that you talk about you can actually learn is
Yeah.
what I really like, and that's what I'm going to play most of is that there's a mode that's specifically designed to teach you how to combo. And so when I was talking about T, there's a mode that's all about that.
Yep.
And so I'm going to spend a lot more time in there. It's actually really fun. There's a mode that'll teach you how to do all clears, and then that actually kind of inevitably teaches you how to do T-spins as well. And so I will get better as a modern Tetris player because, you get bonus points for T-spins as well.
Yeah.
And so, the best people in the world are comboing T-spins to get minimal lines to get maximum combos.
And that's something that I want to emphasize about Journey Mode is my skill as a Tetris player during stage 1 versus the last stage was huge. And I
Cool.
was doing things and I was thinking and reacting at a speed that I didn't think possible. And it really forces you to do that. And so some of these stages are moving at what I perceive to be pretty fast. And I was doing T-spins out of necessity, not because I was actively trying to do it or I had that skill set. So that was really cool. Kyle, I watch a lot of people who are much better in many genres of video games than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is more soul-crushing than watching the best Tetris players in the world.
Yeah.
Like, they are doing things that I can't even comprehend. Like, they are taking
Same.
pieces and fitting them into spots. And, like, how did they even do that? It's just like they hacked the game.
They
and
squish
made it
'em.
work. Yeah, they do.
They know how to squish pieces.
They do. It's really cool.
And I guess it's cool that the game is for all of those people.
Yeah.
Right? Like the idea of having a hold is there to make the game easier than it is on Game Boy.
Yeah.
And the idea of being able to move pieces after they land is to make the game easier. And so while they made some things to make the game easier, they also implemented mechanics to make it incentivize players who are really good to do those things to get the highest scores possible.
Yeah.
What I mean to say is if getting back-to-back Tetrises was the best way to get points in this game, it'd be the easiest game in the world. And everybody would just have millions, And so basically they had to reward more intricate techniques. Just got to get there.
The other thing about just gauging your own skill, you were talking about the different modes of learning. And in Journey Mode as well, like all of those things are giving you a rank. And so that helps you as well. So if you get a B, you can go for that A or that S or that double S when you're clearing too. And I always think that's pretty addicting to go after. So simple thing. But Huber
I can't get better than a B, by the way.
in the
Marathon
stages?
mode.
Go
in,
marathon
the,
mode?
in the stages, I totally can. In Journey Mode, you can get those double S's even. In Classic Mode, Marathon, first get to 150 lines. Can't get better than a B.
I have not tried that yet.
Yeah.
I doubt I'll be able to get a B, but it's like I'm having such a good time. Like even when it's giving me a low ranking, the visuals and the audio and just the vibe of it are enough
Yeah.
that I don't care. And I think like that's the best place you want to be in because when you're having a good time, even when you're sucking, you still want to keep playing. And that was kind of speaks to that absorbing nature that I was talking about. Huber. You finished Red Dead Redemption 2.
Mm-hmm.
Did it
How does
live
it
up
end?
to your expectations? Yeah.
Yes.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Tell me about your experience with Red Dead Redemption 2.
A blissful 1 week, every morning, 7 a.m., all-nighter, just every night.
So when would you stop? When would you
Blissfully
start
staying
playing?
until 7 a.m.
When would you start playing?
Sometimes, like, I would play in the day a little bit, but, like, Beth usually doesn't work until nighttime, so I'd usually start at, like, 5 or 6, play until she got home, then we'd have dinner, then she would go to sleep, and then I'd play till, like, 7 a.m., like, every night.
So you're playing.
That's like a 12-hour chunk.
Yeah, like, dude, that game's long.
Yeah.
True.
That's a big game.
Yep.
So when it lived up to your expectations, what does that really mean? Was it the story? Was it the world? Was it the things you can do? Like, you seemed pretty captivated if you're playing 12 hours a night.
Yeah. I'll tell you what really caught me off guard was the realism, was just how deliberately paced this game is, and having to, clean your weapons, and just all those little details surpassed my expectations. I didn't see any of that type of stuff coming, and that really made the experience. I didn't expect to role play as hard as I did. And that was the most fun. Is this is a game that you can really role play. Yeah, there's a main narrative, but you can still, with the morality system. I'm trying to be dance around here and be vague, but with the morality system, you can play with kind of the characters' motivations, and you can make certain things more important than someone else that played the game does. So just being able to have that kind of imprint was awesome.
It's interesting that you say that that's kind of the thing that leaps out to you as what really drew you in, because I feel that's kind of been the biggest source of criticism for people, where they're man, sometimes Red Dead Redemption feels like it's going for realism at the cost of enjoyment. Sometimes I feel like I have to overcome these things. And I'm not saying that is how I feel. I'm just saying that I feel like this is an issue that I've seen get brought up time and time and time again.
Totally. The controls specifically are not the greatest. I've wrestled with them once in a while. You get, as you play a specific game more hours, you get more accustomed to them. And I don't think they're bad. They're just different and slow. I think slow, you can be slow but not bad. You know what I mean?
Deliberate
pace. But I was kind of expecting that, because honestly, going back and playing GTA 5, Red Dead 1, GTA 4, GTA 3 in those, Rockstar's never been known for great controls.
Right.
It's the sights and the sounds, it's
Yeah.
The shootouts are, a lot of auto aim. You can turn auto aim off, of course, but it's more challenging because things are kind of slow and unwieldy. But it's the sights and sounds, it's the sights of hip firing with the repeater. It just looks awesome. It feels awesome. So
The slow-mo,
slow-mo.
emphasizing the kills.
When you get that
Max
headshot.
Payne style.
Yeah.
And top tier shotgun, dude. Do not sleep on the pump action shotgun. So good.
What do you say to the people that, you mentioned the controls being a little unwieldy. What do you say to the people that argue, were this not a Rockstar game, the media would be harsher towards those controls?
It's an interesting point. Man, I think... I don't know what I think, honestly. I'm not going to lie. I'm stumped.
Dude. You know it gets a little Rockstar pass. You know that for sure.
I mean, I can't speak to other reviewers,
Right.
I haven't watched Jones's review yet. Does he criticize the controls? I have no idea.
I don't know either.
He doesn't at all? I would have.
Okay.
I still would have given the game a 10, but I would have said, yo, controls are a little sketch.
Yo, controls are a little sketch.
Controls
So
are
when
10 out of 10.
you
Jones's
say
voice.
you would still give it a 10,
Yeah.
are you implying that the other stuff just kind
Exactly.
of not makes up for it,
Yes.
but
There's so much goodness and so many just wow moments that it outweighs some of the cumbersome controls.
If
And
it was
never-
if it was a level-based running and shooting game, it would be less forgivable.
Totally.
If it was just level 2, go shoot these guys and run around. I get what you're saying,
yeah.
but it is a common issue everybody has. It's just
Yeah.
man, I had a hard time.
Yeah.
Personally speaking, I didn't.
Yeah, and it gets easier as you go on.
Kyle,
Yeah.
do you think that is because you're a pro gamer?
Are you professional?
I'm a pro gamer. That
Nice.
is a little bit of a factor.
Okay.
Nice.
But also, I guess, man, I don't get in a lot of shootouts. I ignore a lot of
Yeah.
people. I don't do anything outside of what the game requires me to do in that game.
Okay, let's unpack this statement a little bit.
Yeah.
I would love the Kyle method of experiencing Red Dead Redemption 2. So when you say you only do what the game is requiring you to do,
Yes.
are you just focusing on story missions, nothing else? You're not messing
Yeah.
around?
And even then, I try to pick out the one dot on the map that's this is the mission that will move the story forward, and these I don't have to deal with. And sometimes it's oh, the fishing one is the one that moves the story forward? Fine, I'll go fishing now. And so, it's sometimes you pick the wrong one. But generally, yeah, I'm just trying to pick the ones that are going to move this along.
I'm sensing a confusing amount of animosity here.
It feels like a book.
Okay.
This game feels like a big fat novel that has too many things in it that don't matter.
Dude,
That don't
everything
matter.
matters,
Yeah,
man.
no, it's not true. That's not true.
Everything matters.
What does it matter? What
It's
does it matter?
about the journey, dude. It's not about the end result. It's not about getting to the credits and getting your fat gold trophy. But it's about the journey and everything in between.
Imagine if we had to watch the hobbits eat both of their breakfasts, and we had to just watch them eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
No.
Let me live that.
No.
Let me get invested in this world.
You get that through dialogue and character actions.
Dude, some of those random fishing quests have some of the best dialogue.
Well,
Some of
it
the best
it actually did turn out to be. Yeah, the fishing quest actually turned out to be one of my favorite story
I'm a
missions.
little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused by this
Yeah.
because just in the time that I've known you,
Yeah.
you've always seemed to emphasize
taking a knee.
taking a knee, and
This
so
is taking the knee
I
to
do
Yes.
feel like this game allows you to do that to a degree in which most other games do not.
I know, man. It's what because you can go in first person. And I love it.
Yeah.
Do you remember the BioShock Infinite trailer where it shows them going into the store and Elizabeth is picking things up like this little Abraham Lincoln puppet?
do. I remember
And
that.
I was
I
like,
watched that several
no,
times, yeah.
games don't do that. Games don't do that. And you can totally walk around in first person, go through the shop, and there's actual items that you can buy, and it's everything is stocked in there.
Looking through that catalog.
Yeah, and you look at that. Yes, and so it's weird. It is. I guess what's weird about it is it's not this open world where the game says go nuts. It says do these exact precise things that we want you to do. Even you're just on a mission and it's just okay, hog tie this person, says on the bottom of the screen. Now take him to the horse. Press square to put him on your horse. Now take him exactly to this point. And so every single mission is highly dictated. We want you to do these exact things. And so it's not I have an option of really how I'm going to solve this problem. It's I'm going to do it the exact same way these writers wanted me to do it.
The missions for sure.
Yeah. And so there are side activities, but to me they're so ancillary. I don't see the value of them. I believe that I could probably succeed in whatever the final confrontation is of this game with the equipment I have right now.
But it's not about stats and equipment.
It is for me,
Why?
I don't know.
Don't you want to get invested? Kyle, you always say that you love story above everything in
Yes.
games.
Yeah.
You love worlds.
I know, it's so confusing,
This
dude.
is an incredibly written story. A world that
I think it's
begs
an
you
overwritten story.
overwritten?
Yes.
What do you mean?
You don't need 50 characters. You don't.
There's not 50.
You don't need 50 characters. Look at those credits. Look at those credits. You can combine some characters together.
I love that the gang is big. I love that there are non-psychotic gun-wielding people
Sure.
in this gang.
Yeah.
I love that Jack is a child. You have women and children and a reverend in this, that are not going out murdering and robbing. And I think that adds to the dynamic.
I don't know if this is exactly what you're saying, Kyle, so correct me if this is a wrong framing of it, but there are definitely times where I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and I get the sense that Rockstar, it's not that there's this air of importance, but that they are being weirdly particular in a game where so much can happen randomly, and there does sometimes seem to be a schism between, look, this is our vision and how I want to experience the world as a player. But that being said, I agree with Huber's point of there being so much, because the moments that have really stuck with me in Red Dead Redemption 2 are when I tried something or when I got involved with a character and there was so much more than I was expecting, where you just kind of get lost in it and the game rewards you for getting lost.
Yes. Many times,
It is totally a game where you can go off in a direction and you don't know what's going to happen. And it's not just always random chaos. It's I'm going to go off and what little story am I going to get involved in?
Yeah, dude.
And I think, to me at least, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Because even The Witcher, the monster side activities, the monster hunts and stuff are some of the best things ever. But it's still go to the checkpoint to get the quest. Go to the message board and initiate this quest because somebody wants you to hunt a beast in a well or something. Whereas this is you're at camp and you overhear them saying something about like, oh, we're kind of running out of food or something. So like maybe I go out to the mountains, I start hunting. Next thing I know, I see like a wagon over there. I go approach the wagon, and then now all of a sudden people are talking, and it like pulls you into this whole other thing that you weren't expecting. I just love that. There's so many moments that happen organically that just are some of the best moments in gaming I've ever experienced. That hardcore. Because games like, especially in 2018 when there's so many games to play, there's so many shows to watch, so many movies, it's so hard for me to not think of things like a checklist and to think about the end of something and to just kind of enjoy it but get through it. Like
how I'm playing.
Yeah, exactly. And really, this game helped me drown out the noise and drown out everything that's going on outside of what is exactly in front of me. And I credit the game for doing that.
Huber, not that these games are completely comparable, but both with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and with Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I enjoyed both of those games. I'm still currently enjoying Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I need to get back to it, but I felt like I was doing a lot of the side stuff to make the numbers go up, which can be enjoyable and can be done well.
Totally.
And I felt like in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, time and time again, I would do a side quest and I would get to a point where I'm like, wow, this is really uninteresting, or the delivery is just a little bit off. And so I was just doing it to do it, not do it to see what would happen. And I feel like in Red Dead, getting more stuff is never the driving force for me. It is.
It's let
I
me
want to
learn.
see what's going to happen.
I want to see new places. I want to see new people. I want to hear more about Arthur. I want to hear more about this gang. Like, the story just hooked me so hard. And of course, you can theorize depending on like Red Dead 1, there's a lot of little things that kind of pop up throughout your Red Dead 2 journey where you're like, yeah, maybe. But yeah, just I couldn't stop playing because I just kept wanting to know what was going to happen next. And I just wanted to get to like some sick robberies. It's like, that is also a driving force.
But I mean, that's kind of how I'm playing right now, Huber, is I know this person's like, hey, help me on the side of the street. You're not that. You're not the next interesting character moment for Arthur Morgan, who for the most part of the game, I don't know how deep I am, just starting chapter 3, hasn't made interesting character decisions so far. He's not said, I'm deciding to do this, and that's what makes me an interesting character, which is what makes characters interesting, is the decisions they make.
It's a long book.
Right. And so,
I love, that's another thing I love, dude. I love that you are, because these are always my favorite characters in all mediums, dude.
Okay.
The right-hand man. I love that you are the right-hand man in this game.
Yeah.
That you go on a mission with someone and they're telling you what to do because they're like your boss or they're in charge of the mission. Like, you'll go out with Bill or something and it's Bill's job. You're along for the ride. So you're kind of like going in that, your support. I just love that. I love that you're not some all-powerful hero or leader. Like,
well, I was gonna say, I feel like it's integral to Arthur's character that his whole fate is kind of dictated by him following around this guy that's not very good. Like, and that informs his worldview, and he. Like, the way that he responds to things, he knows he's going along for the ride in something that's probably not going to end up very well.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, I agree. I, too, love it when characters are making awesome decisions, but I don't know if, in the case of Arthur specifically...
I'm just ready to get to the part where he does.
I know
he will.
I have a really good example. It's really, really early in the game. I'm going to mention it. It's not a spoiler, I promise, because you can choose
makes me nervous.
how you handle it. It's so early.
I trust you on this.
Okay? You're in a town. Someone sees you. Have you guys done that part? Someone, like, notices you, like, from Blackwater.
Yes.
Very early in the game.
Yeah.
You chase him down.
Yeah.
You can let him go, or you can kill him.
Right, that's a tutorial about people can witness your crimes.
That is... Yeah. What did you do?
Killed that man.
Exactly.
Bye, buddy.
I let him go.
Yeah, see? And, like, just that tiny little moment, like, little things like that, like, make the... it's so hard to explain. It's like, I'm not watching a scripted character go through beat by beat by beat. Just that one little choice makes my Arthur way different than yours.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No,
I think even
because then he shows up in the next cutscene. He's like, "We're bad men." You know what I mean? Like he's the same guy when it comes to like the next scene of dialogue.
I don't know if that's true
no.
because I think what makes these little decisions be more effective, and to speak to what Huber is saying, is I think Arthur is written in such a way where you could see him doing both. And I think that is what's so important to this being a good character, and why Huber felt something is because when he killed him, he'd be like, I can see Arthur doing that. The things Arthur is saying is reinforcing that. And I feel like the hesitation Arthur expresses also speaks to him maybe wanting to do the right thing, but he's been doing it for so long. And so you really have this character that is walking this line in a way that I think is hard to present convincingly. And I think they do it pretty convincingly.
Think about 17 million copies sold, right? Think about 17 million people playing this game as Arthur Morgan, and we're all different, dude. Humans are all different.
I think most people are playing as good boys. I'm going to say vast majorities are like, I'm a good boy. I'm not gonna let you die.
Probably, but it's still awesome knowing that like there are so many times throughout the game that you can make little changes.
Do you think that affects the actual character at the end?
It affects my it affects my interpretation of the character, though. That's all that matters.
I see what you're saying.
He could still be saying the same things, but my personal view of the character is different because of so many little choices along the way. And I think that's awesome. Not enough games do that. The last time a game did that for me was The Witcher 3. So it's one of the best games ever made in my view.
That was actually a pivotal thing that upset me about The Walking Dead Season 2. And one of the reasons I was so infuriated is because I felt like I would have a personal view of a character and the game would go so hard the other direction regardless of the decisions that I've made. And so I love that you're saying I had a view of this character and the game didn't pull me away from that.
Yeah.
Kyle, when you do something not good in Red Dead Redemption 2, do you go, I'm not a good boy? Like,
yes.
Okay.
When somebody is begging me for help on the side of the street, I'm like, I'm a bad boy. Sorry. Please help me, please. No.
Kyle, dude.
Sorry, my friend.
I want you to get farther.
Where it's like, hey, you can return that horse. No, I'm not. You know, any single time it's just like, hey, you can do that. You can go fishing with your friends. No, thanks. I love how much this game lets me say no. I will say that.
I feel like a lot of ourselves are coming out in Red Dead Redemption 2.
I know we're busy. I know there's so many things to play. But I cannot have another Witcher 3 situation where you played for like 5 hours and you were over it. I need to have a real discussion about this game because
I'm trying to get to like a good point in the story.
I need you to finish.
I haven't seen it yet.
I need you to finish it, man.
I know.
I want to have this conversation so bad.
This game doesn't want me to finish it. It wants me to herd sheep, dude. This game doesn't want to be finished.
Dude.
That is actually the question I have for you here, Hubert.
Is insane.
Like
every mission felt different. Yeah, okay, we're like taking pot shots at little whack-a-moles coming up in a lot of missions. You know?
Whenever they get to that, I'm actually bummed out.
Yeah.
Hubert,
but like so many missions and so much variety.
I feel like Grand Theft Auto 5 is the example that immediately springs to mind, but honestly, I think I can go back and do any Rockstar game that I've put a significant amount of time to, and falling into these peaks and valleys of missions where it's like, okay, yes, there's a lot of variety, but clearly doing some things is way more fun and well supported than others. Was that a problem for you in Red Dead Redemption 2?
Dude, I thought every main mission, which are the yellow ones, I thought every main mission was amazing. I never did a yellow mission,
but not just
bored.
The story, what you were actually doing within the game.
Even when it was something mundane like that, it was still awesome. Like, because it was different, because it was unique. I love that you're not always shooting people in this game. Like, those are some of my favorite missions are just like, deliver this package or something, or, you know, escort this person here, or, you know, we're moving out. Let's, you know, change locations. I love those things because that's when characters are having deep conversations, you know? And I think those missions would be way worse if the writing wasn't as strong. I know we can debate the merits of the writing, but
overwritten. You know that is
It's saying the game is saying a lot of things.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
There's a lot.
With the shootouts, I wish it was like just 2 or 3 guys at a time. It kills me that I've killed like thousands of O'Driscolls at this point.
I agree.
Like we're warring with the O'Driscolls. There's like 20 of us and 1,000 O'Driscolls.
I agree.
You just kill so many people.
Yeah.
I think that's a very fair point.
100%.
It makes no sense.
1,000,000% I agree with
and
you.
it could be tense with 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah. I agree.
Just
make those 2 or 3 guys like super smart.
Yeah.
Super hard to kill.
Yep.
Like, dodging behind cover.
I still have a lot left of the game to see, Huber, but I am getting to a point where, like, I feel like I'm doing the shooting. I'm not looking forward to the shooting.
Yeah. I've always loved the shooting. Just because shotgun, dude, you can, like, blow their heads off.
There are good moments, but I feel like, I don't know, there's just kind of this sameness that I think that's permeating a lot of the fights.
Don't you just love shooting double 6-shooters? Isn't just the idea of like each time he cocks it, shoots, isn't just that satisfying?
It's not when there's like 2 more horses coming right behind that guy. It is totally whack-a-mole, dude. It's totally like, I'm just doing this until they don't spawn more guys, you know? Mm-hmm. That O'Driscoll did not have a home. There's no home for him in this world.
True. I could and to be fair, if it is like a shootout in a swamp rundown gang hideout, like okay, move on.
Yeah.
But if we're pulling a job, I can shoot him forever.
Huber, is Red Dead Redemption 2 the best game that's come out this year?
No.
Ooh. You're a Tetris fan too?
Is it Is it the second best game that's come out this year?
Yes. It is.
Are we ready to move on?
No, because I do want to say there's some story stuff happening in Chapter 3 that I'm way into.
Dude.
Don't spoil it.
I know, there's no
I know.
spoilers.
I don't want to pretend I don't like all the missions.
You're gonna
know
finish?
What I mean?
Yeah.
I'll try. I'll do what I can, man.
Okay.
Kyle, to me, you're not coming across as somebody who's like looking to hate the game. You just have some very real complaints.
By Chapter 3, we get some actual like fun scenarios to be crooks in. I want to be a crook, but I want it to be fun to be a crook. And by Chapter 3, it's finally fun to be a crook.
That's because you're a bad boy, Kyle.
Yeah.
My next episode of Huber Syndrome is
Yeah.
full spoilers. It's going to be 4 of my favorite missions from Red Dead 2.
Nice.
Stay tuned. That's all I got to say.
Hope you captured those.
It's a good plug.
You can replay any mission at any time.
yeah.
Thank you, Rockstar.
By the way, that's trash. Just like, you got a silver again. It's like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Here's why.
You didn't get 10
Have you,
headshots.
have you done the companion app thing?
No.
It's actually been really nice. So there's a companion app for Red Dead Redemption 2. Put that on the iPad. You just have your map there, and I can just set waypoints on the map, and I have it right there. I don't have to pull it up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nice. It's just nice. It's just must be
And
nice.
the game runs like a dream, you know?
It has run pretty well.
I had one weird bug where like my horse was floating,
amazing.
but like...
We
but,
need
you
to have
know,
a best fog category. I nominate Red Dead Redemption 2.
Good fog.
Oh,
Good fog.
gosh.
Good sand getting blown around.
Good snow.
Great snow.
Yeah.
Are we now ready to move on?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're ready.
Yep.
We're ready.
All right, so I'm bringing a game that really is just the most heartwarming thing.
Ooh.
It's like, I knew this was going to be fun. I didn't know I was going to fall in love with it. And that is Battle Chef Brigade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw like commercial for this. I was like on the trigger of buying this game.
Kyle, that's exactly where I was, where I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this looks cute. And then I bought it, and I'm like, I'll get around to that eventually. Wish I would have gotten around to it a lot sooner. From premise to execution, I think this is amazing. So you are a young chef, Mina. It's basically... There's a lot, you can compare it to Food Wars if you're into that. I am into that. And Mina is just so incredibly charming. She's both like humble, but she's got some spunk. She's got some competitiveness in her. I don't know who voices her, but whoever does brings her to life so beautifully. Like
Shout out.
It's fun just watching her strive for goals, like very quickly. Like this game just moves very quickly. You buy into her hopes and dreams, and you want her to succeed. And so you go to this school, and it really kind of of takes you through this daily life as a student, but you're in this magical world where you're trying to become this awesome chef. And the way that plays out is you'll wake up and you'll do some jobs. So you'll help out this old man, and what you'll do is you'll figure out these matching puzzles. So you know how you were talking about like the Tetris combo learning the game? It's kind of like that, where he's like, hey, here's this new thing. Why don't you experiment with it? And you'll have to, it's a match 3 game, but it's a match 3 game influenced by RPG stuff, where it's like, hey, if you bring this pot in, you won't have to match 3. You can match 2 of this color, but it won't match anything else. And so you'll have to pick up the food and put it in another pot. And then you have sauces where it's like, hey, you need more gems of this color, throw this sauce in and it will change the colors. You put this on, you'll be able to do double jumps when you hunt. So
it's like 2D platforming, right?
Yeah, so that's a big part of this game. When you do a battle with somebody, with another chef, you don't have any ingredients. You have to go out and you have to hunt. And you're on a timer. And so you have to go and you have to kill these things. And then depending on what you kill, it'll be like, okay, this thing has a lot of blue, and so I need to focus on that. Maybe I need a lot of green, so I shouldn't kill this thing. I should kill that thing. And you have to balance your time. So it's like, okay, how long do I want to spend hunting? Do I want to spend a full minute? Do I want to spend 30 seconds? Do I want to make multiple trips? I can only carry so much. That is influenced by the equipment that I have. And then you come in and you have these judges, and these judges like certain things. And so you have to pay attention to that as well. And there's an animal that you have to incorporate in the meal, otherwise you get subtracted points. And there's just so much going on, but I feel like it teaches you incredibly fast, and these jobs that you do, which are exciting to do because this is your source of money, where you get new stuff, and it's fun getting new stuff just to experiment with it, but these jobs are teaching you the game, and then you're going through these competitions, and you're learning more about these characters. Like, they'll reveal stuff about themselves as you talk to them, and it is this whole world. But it's also this super unique, I've never played anything like it, puzzle RPG. And it's amazing. And it's really, really good.
Sick.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. It is... I feel like when I encounter puzzle games that aren't quite like what I'm familiar with, because when you play match 3, I feel like everybody has this match 3 that they associate with their childhood or something they're just familiar with. When there's not something that immediately falls into that, it can be a little bit rough, and maybe I'm just bad at puzzle games anyway, but the controls of Battle Chef Brigade took a while to get used to, and that's not necessarily a commentary on Battle Chef Brigade. It's like on me, but there have been multiple times where it's like, I'm just trying to figure out how to move these things around the grid, and oh god, I have 10 seconds left, I need to plate. And so, like, it is definitely a game I'm loving. I love the world, I love the characters, I love the gameplay itself, but just that anxiety of like trying to get things under the timer and then presenting them and then getting scored. Like, after I do a battle, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a break. And so it's not something that like I'm marathoning just because of that.
What happens between meals? Is there like story stuff?
Yeah, so the story stuff is, and that's where you do the jobs. And so you wake up, the way that I've been doing is you wake up, you do the jobs, and this is also where you can talk to people. So there are a bunch of people in town that you can talk to.
And is this also like the 2D perspective when you do this stuff?
Yeah, so this is the 2D perspective where you're just running around, and you have extra moves when you're hunting. So like you can use your magic, you can use daggers that you throw, you can double jump when you're hunting.
Sick.
And yeah, basically the way that it works is you wake up, you do jobs, you challenge somebody to a battle, you battle them, and then there might be like a cutscene that progresses the main story. Then you go to bed, you wake up, and you do it again. Cool. So, yeah, reinforcing, again, that sort of daily student life, but also finding spots to have like, hey, no, we're going to sit down and this thing is going to happen to this character. And yeah, there are definitely some twists and turns. It doesn't like, there is drama as you would want. But yeah, I really encourage people, like, even if you're not super into puzzle games, I think the fusion of the puzzle element and the RPG stuff is really great. And just if you love really well-crafted worlds, this is great. And another thing is, like, looking it up on how long to beat, I think they said it's like 9 hours. So it's not this huge 30-hour-long commitment. Mm-hmm. And that is A-okay.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know really how to bounce that off of you guys, but it's something that
wanted
I
to bring
encourage.
attention
Yeah, I want to.
It's like sad, Ben. There's like no way in 2018. We got 2 months left.
Yeah.
I think about it this way. Like I have 2 months left of 2018. So much to play.
Arthur Morgan needs
I can't
you,
fit
Kyle.
anything else in. Yeah.
He needs you to drive him.
And then like once Smash comes out, Arthur Morgan is dead.
Kyle.
better
And
beat
my,
it
my
before
head
then,
candy will be
dude.
like Arthur Morgan died, and then I'll just like play Smash Bros.
You better beat it before then.
Kyle, I'm glad you brought that up because it made me realize that, like, yeah, I'm playing Battleship Brigade, and there's all these games that I know we're going to be talking about at the end of the year that I need to play through, and that makes me feel really anxious.
Yeah.
And so I think what I do to combat that is, like, pretty often I go, okay, this is just for me. Like,
Yeah,
this just
I get you,
interests
yeah.
me. I don't have to, like, a lot of times I do end up bringing it to a frame trap or thinking about a video for it or something, but that's just because I love it so much. But the impetus for checking it out is this is a way from Easy Allies. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to love a game and not worry about all that other stuff,
I get that.
which I guess on one hand is like maybe a little bit irresponsible, but it's important.
That's kind of how I approach Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
Just
Like
for me.
Yeah.
is just for
I was
me.
like, I don't
Yeah.
care about anyone or anything, dude.
Yeah.
I'm in this. Did you change your outfit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But mostly after I've committed a crime.
Nice.
It's like, okay, time to mix it up.
Hell yeah.
Gotta shave off my mutton chops.
Hubert, talk to me about Hitman 2.
Speaking of changing your outfit,
Yeah.
nice segue.
Great
Yeah.
segue.
Hitman 2 is so intense. Hardcore. But what's nice is there are adjustable, fine-tuning difficulties for Hitman 2, okay? So let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
Okay, there are 6 stages. Hesitant to say 6. It's really more like 5.5. One of them is pretty tiny.
Which one?
The intro.
Oh.
Small little tutorial level.
Wait, is that Miami with the race cars?
That's second level.
Oh,
There's one
okay.
before that.
Gotcha.
Kind of like introduces you to the
Understood.
systems.
Okay.
So where do we begin? Yeah, I want to start talking about the difficulties first up, because this is a difficult, challenging video game. This is it drops you into the level. You have to kill your targets. Go. So there's 3 difficulty levels. There's casual, professional, and master. But in addition to those difficulties, there's also guidance that you can tool around with. Full guidance, minimal guidance, or just off. If you do the hardest difficulty, that's automatically set to off. So you can kind of like mix and match difficulties and guidance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guidance is for mission stories. So in each stage, there's a handful of mission stories that you organically discover. Like you'll be coming up and it'll say like mission story revealing or whatever. And then they'll be talking and that'll trigger a mission. And that kind of like frames up an assassination, and it's kind of tying it to the plot of the level.
Yeah, I like that because you talked about like Tomb Raider before, where it's just like, yeah, I'm okay with letting the enemies be hard, but I want to do all the exploring.
Exactly.
And I like that kind of like you can do your own things. You can have
Yeah.
hard enemies, but like turn off the turn off the hints. I don't want those. I like that. I like that kind of thing.
Like it's I think it's pretty much there for your first go at a level too, because these levels are so complex and intricate. They're sprawling. They're like many times throughout my playthrough, especially at the later levels, because I turned guidance off when I got a little further on and more comfortable with the game.
Nice.
I would wander around for 30, 40 minutes and just be like frozen from like, where do I go? What do I do? Who do I dress up as? Like, you can make this, like if you play on Master, this is hardcore. Also, Master difficulty, 1 save, no saves coming.
No.
Yeah, so just, I really
It's a
appreciate
strong rejection.
the full range of difficulty options
Yeah.
is top notch and deserves praise.
So you're making it sound like even more intense than Hitman Season 1, which
Yeah.
I found pretty intense in a great way.
Yeah.
Is that increased intensity just you have more options, which is kind of hard to wrap your head around?
Yeah.
Or is it just that the levels are more sprawling, which is also kind of hard to wrap your head around? Both things Season 1 did well.
Yeah, it's a combination of that, Ben. It's having so many more things to do, like, kind of paralyzes me, right? It's not a simple, like, all right, I'm just going to, like, follow him into the bathroom and snap his neck. It's like, no, there's so many things to play with. Because, like, even Miami, you know, they've shown so many assassinations. It's like, some of these assassinations are like, step by step by step by step by step, leading to this one exact moment when you have all of these items. Like, you know, setting that up is a long process.
Is it just the killing of them that is hard? Because some of the best missions for me in season 1 was actually figuring out how to get them to a point where I could kill them.
Yes,
is the most interesting part.
Yeah, it's lining up, you know, getting all your ducks in a row, you know, like finding the sugar to put in so-and-so, which in turn, like, makes that explode to lure this person. Like, there's, you know, just the chaining of events can be pretty overwhelming.
Has anything made you laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you say or no?
It's, like, later on, so I
Okay.
don't want to, But, I mean, the flamingo suit was pretty funny. They've shown that. That's in, like, Miami. That's in one of the first levels.
And that guy's involved with some sketchy deal or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you can, like, disguise yourself as the flamingo.
Right. But then do you get involved in his deal too?
Because he is supposed to meet one of the targets.
Yeah.
And she had never met him before. So then you, as the flamingo, have to then go meet her. And it's cool.
You do the dirty deed as a flamingo?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of the challenges. Like, each level has a bunch of challenges. And what's cool is, so there's the mission stories, right? But the biggest thing, like, what kind of turned me off of Hitman Season 1 was replaying the missions. You know? I was kind of averse to that at first. I was like, you know, I've loved Hitman a long time. I just want to, like, I want to go through the game. I want to go through the story. Like, I'm here, you know, story. I love story. I'm here for the story. I want to just go through, you know, the idea of, like, replaying a mission and killing a guy again, even though I already just did it, was, like, kind of weird. So, like, Season 1, I beat it all, but I didn't replay the missions that much. I did replay, like, Paris and Hokkaido. You love Hokkaido, Ben?
I do.
I replayed some of them, but Hitman 2, for multiple reasons, is really encouraging me to go back and fool around. And I think that's because, one, the missions are just, the stages themselves are just more interesting. Miami is awesome. There are some of the, I just want to talk about the last couple stages. They're so amazing. But we're not going to go there. And I think it's just because the stages are so interesting and there's so many ways to beat a stage, whereas in Hitman 1, there were a lot of options, but it still felt like if you went through it once or twice, you did the coolest things. This has, like, a bunch of ways to take out each person, and it all feels good. It all feels awesome, and you want to discover those, because it'll give you kind of hints as to where, like if you go in the menu and you look at challenges, it'll be like, yo, kill someone like this, kill someone like this. So, like, it lists, like, some of the levels have, like, 40 challenges.
That's too much.
Too much, right? And even in the review guide, it was like, yo, there's way more than that too. Like, this is just kind of a guidance of, like, yo, you can kill people this way, this way, this way, but, like, you can discover so many ways that are not even listed.
I don't know if I can agree with that too much, though, because I think Hitman has this really impossible job of trying to appeal to so many different types of Hitman players. And there's people out there who just want to find every single way and be as creative as possible. And so, like, it just being there, I don't necessarily think it's a problem.
What do you mean?
Just a number of stuff.
What do you get for doing the challenges?
So you get XP, and then that raises your mastery level with each stage. And then if your mastery level goes up, you can bring in new weapons, new costumes.
Kind of like the sniper rifle in that last one.
Yeah, you can, like, it's cool too. It's like, you know, mastery level 10 out of 20, and then 10 will be like, Agent 47 has infiltrated the bar as a server. Start there as a waiter.
That's fun.
Which is cool.
Yeah, I like
context.
That's cool.
Stuff.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about the story because the Hitman Season 1 story was a little bit frustrating going through it.
Yeah.
It just felt like it was giving you the tiniest crumbs that were sometimes, like, slightly confusing, and then you piece it all together and it's a giant cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Is it very similar storytelling in 2? Does it feel satisfying? Is it cryptic? What's going on?
Story mostly was a letdown.
Ooh.
But thankfully, there's an increased focus on 47 as a character and Diana, who's been there since the beginning, OG, Diana Burnwood. So we get more focus on them, and that's when the story starts to shine and be more interesting. It's when it's focusing on like shadow organizations and different people, because the targets themselves are not very interesting. You go to Colombia and you kill a Colombian drug lord. Cool. Haven't done that a million times. Like,
I was going to ask you about that when you said the levels are really interesting. I saw that trailer and I'm like,
worst, dude. Colombia, like, I never want to play it again. It's boring level, boring targets. It's mission 3, like, throwaway.
Okay.
You know, thankfully, the other missions way stronger.
Nice.
But like, yeah, you're in the Colombian jungle and you're taking out a drug lord. Like, lame.
Yeah.
You know,
lame. Because like everyone around has a gun. You know what I mean?
A lot of people, yeah.
It's not like this cool, like I'm in public. I'm doing this thing undercover in public, which I think is way more interesting.
Definitely.
Than like, oh, I'm just killing a guy who already has a gun.
Dude, some of the levels are so good.
I feel like that's been like even Blood Money, which I love. Like there are some levels I don't like in Blood Money.
Totally.
Right, and there are others that are incredible. So
yeah,
taking the good with the bad.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. I think the AI is strong. Here's one of the big things I want to address is it was, especially coming from Red Dead, right? Tough act to follow. Very immersive game.
Yeah.
It was really jarring in Hitman 2 when I'm going through these stages and you're following a target and they keep going through their routine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They go through their routine until you like trigger the next step, kind of. So they'll keep doing their routine unless you like say you need to poison someone or something. Like,
okay,
they'll go through their routine until you disguise yourself as the waiter. Then their next like phase of movement will move on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That was
also, so that was a little jarring. It's kind of this like endless rhythm of them.
And there's no real logical trigger for them to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
It's just like a gameplay trigger.
Yeah, like a dude is on a phone at one point at the bar
Yeah.
and you need to get his disguise and he's kind of like at the bar and then he keeps like, you know, leaving the bar, turning his back to his drink and calling on the phone. He does that until you like poison his drink, you know, because you need his costume.
So you like found the blue key card basically. It's just that kind of like gameplay. Yeah.
Exactly. So like that bothered me at first, but then it like once you really understand the systems, it becomes it all just kind of makes sense within the video game aspect of it. You know, you kind of have to realize that this is a game. Like I can take advantage and exploit these characters, and that's fun. You know, like throwing a coin and having a guard come and snapping his neck, and then throwing another. And like,
the coins.
Or being in a bathroom and like turning the faucet on, someone comes in, choke out, another person comes in, choke. Like, so exploiting that. And then the last thing that was jarring too, but I realized from a gameplay standpoint, I killed a guy with like an accident, like a thing exploded and killed him. So it was like an accidental kill. They didn't know it was me.
Can't pin it on you.
Yeah. So I'm standing there and it's in the middle of everyone and you take him out and it's an accidental kill and like a couple people respond, but not really. And they kind of go about their business.
Like a plane falls from the sky and everybody's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
So it was super jarring at first. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But then I just realized, like, that's kind of your reward for the accidental kill, you know? So like
nobody's going crazy.
No one's going crazy.
I get what you're
It's
saying.
if you kill if I pulled out my gun right there and shot, the entire level goes red. Guards coming in, everyone's running, like chaos.
Right.
But it was those weird accidental kills where everyone's like, huh.
You know
but
what?
Then that's
So it's trying to incentivize.
You know
that in a
what
way.
saves that for me in Hitman? A lot of times when you're going around and listening to conversations, which are usually really well done and very involved, they're talking about how much of a dick the person you're trying to kill is.
Yeah.
And like they just hate him or her so much that when the accidental kill happens and they just kind of go about their business, that's where those conversations come in. I'm like, okay, like they're kind of happy about it. But talking about the things bothering you, I do feel like that's so true with Hitman. I don't know if there's another game where for me, Hitman, it's not even really like a process. It's not like a gradual climb up. It's like, this is frustrating until I love it completely.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a switch that goes on.
Totally.
And
I had that feeling.
along those lines, you started this conversation by like talking about how intense it is and how overwhelming it is. Do you think people could jump into this as their first Hitman? Like, do you think that guidance stuff is good enough that
casual, full guidance, you're chilling.
Have fun.
Yeah, you're chilling out. But yeah, just the disguise, like the whole disguise system, I feel like is better. Like people recognize you, you know, if you're, I've disguised myself as a guard so many times, and it's like, well, a lot of these people will see through that disguise. You know, the way they place guards around the targets or remove some conveniences like places to dispose of bodies. Like the further you get in the game, like hostile territory, there's no places to stash the bodies. So you really have to adapt your strategies as you get later on, which I really loved.
have you thrown an axe at somebody?
Dude,
Is that a yes?
there are numerous types of axes. in
Not a
this
clean
game.
kill. Not a clean kill, though.
Multiple.
Not a clean one.
I know, and it's like, I use the axe, of course, but it's like, in this instance, as my man 47, the garrote wire, weapon of choice.
Yeah.
It's just the culmination. It just is.
It's called garrote wire?
Garrote.
Garrote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fiber wire. Another name for it.
Is it garrote or garrote?
I think it's garrote. I've heard both. Maybe
I've heard
either.
both too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Geralt.
Geralt.
Jerry.
Yeah. And especially the briefcase is back, finally. The briefcase has been gone for a while. You can smuggle items in it.
Oh, cool.
Smuggle heavy weapons, sniper rifle.
Yep.
Really jolly. That's
Not
what
jolly.
sold me.
I thought the briefcase was in season 1, but I guess I was thinking of just like what your weapons were delivered in.
Yeah. It almost feels like they purposefully withheld it. I don't know. Kind of like,
No.
it's just such a staple, you know? I mean, I think of Hitman Codename 47, the original game, the entire selling point to me on the back of the box, the very first mission is opening up a briefcase and putting together a sniper rifle overlooking like a triad meeting.
But that game was
back.
called
It's
Hitman,
back.
and it was episodic. I don't think they were planning to do a Hitman 2 years later when they originally decided not to do a briefcase in that game. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
Huber, I'm worried because Hitman Season 1 is so good, and I have not played a single second of Hitman 2 yet, but based on your impressions, it sounds like a worthy follow-up. A lot of goodness.
It is. Sometimes it does feel like you said, Season 1 there.
Yeah.
This is Hitman 2, but sometimes it feels like Hitman 1 Season 2.
Yeah. I mean,
It's probably what it
I
was
kind of
originally
expected
designed.
that.
Yeah.
I kind of expected that. But I don't want to see the series get buried. Like, I'm worried that it's coming
worried
out
too.
at the absolute worst time.
I know.
That people are not either not aware of it or prioritizing other stuff, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm scared because I love stealth, and we just don't have enough.
Yeah.
Like, is Styx really going to be our stealth mascot as we go into the future?
He has been.
Like,
Everybody adores Styx.
you know? Like, 47 is the one. He's the stealth master. Sorry, thief.
Would you take 47 over Sam Fisher and Solid Snake?
Snake's the best. But then, I'd take 47 over Fisher for sure.
Okay.
I have more, like, or my origins as a video game player, you know? My brother in EB Games saw the box and was like, dude, you could put a sniper rifle together.
Honestly,
You know,
I
we
think
had that bond of getting it together.
I think Snake's a little emotional. I think he lets his emotions get in the way. I'd almost put 47 above Snake in terms of
Just
stealth killer.
efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, there's some disturbing kills in this game.
Look forward to the Easy Allies list. Top 10 stealth people.
I'm done stealthers.
Sly Cooper is going to be up there.
Yeah.
That guy will kill.
Huge.
Sly Cooper will kill.
Killing blow.
Bum, 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 bum. The sound he makes when he sneaks gives him a bonus.
Yeah, it does.
Huber, you did say the word, but it was there's a little bit of a twist here. It is not a forbidden word. It is, you said the name of a creature that they're actually very affectionate toward. For some reason, the demons have a high affinity toward flamingos.
Oh.
And you hit that today.
Got it.
And we never talk about flamingos, so
No.
how would we have known?
No, they
Yeah.
actually like us more now. They
Yeah.
promise to be less hostile because,
Oh, okay.
we're representing flamingos.
Mm-hmm.
Really quick, I
Yeah.
think the episodic thing, going back to that, I think because when Hitman Season 1 launched, Ben, I just wanted to continue it on
Yeah.
because it was like, here's episode 1,
Yeah.
play it
And
a bunch.
so now that you have everything,
Now that
it's
I have
easier
everything, you go through it all, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, now I'm eager to go back and kind of fool around.
I 100% get
yeah,
that. Yeah.
it just seems like a better way to do it.
I remember falling off of Hitman when only episode 1 was available because I didn't really love Paris, and it's still not my favorite mission. I've come to appreciate it maybe like a little bit more.
Yeah.
But there are other missions in season 1 that I like way more than Paris. So
Dude, Season 2.
Season 2.
I'm like dying to talk about
the last two
specifically.
And it's the,
two.
and it's the last two is the problem.
we will talk about
You
it.
can't do it.
For this kind of frame trap, instead of playing a game, there's actually two things I wanted to talk about for the HOTTAKE. So one of them is going to be right now. But before we get into that, it's time to talk about our wonderful sponsors. First sponsor, as always, is Greg, TheDarkKnight Kettering. Thank you, Greg. Next, we've got Dale Sun. Thank you, Dale Sun. After Dale Sun, we've got Xotig. Stay cool, Xotig. Thank you. Next, we've got JoJo's Dent Co. Very fun to say. Also fun to say, oh yes, cool, great. Thank you to both JoJo's Dent Co. and oh yes, cool, great. And next, we have Blue. Thank you, Blue. Alex AI, SRPG enthusiast, another sponsor, wants to get a hype check from us.
Okay.
Can I get a hype check for Fire Emblem Three Houses? I, myself, am cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, why am I cautiously optimistic? Mine's at like a 6, which is crazy because I love Fire Emblem games.
Why is it at a 6, Kyle?
I don't like what they've shown too much so far. It's become like a larger war game. It's like more about, less about your ragtag crew accomplishing great things and more of like two armies facing each other. And so it's a little more like Advance Wars where like you select this unit and it turns out that unit actually represents like 50 people. I don't know.
See, that's actually why I'm excited, because
Something new?
yeah, I feel like Intelligent Systems has done a great job of not falling into the exact same thing with Fire Emblem, even if it's super popular. Like, Fates was way bigger and crazier than Awakening, and then they go and remake Echoes, which is a very weird game, and then you go and you look at the console games, and they're way different than what was coming out on the GBA, and so I admire that. I admire that they're willing to mix up the formula so much. I'm at a 9, personally.
whoa.
Yeah.
Mine is a line because I don't even know what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
NA.
NA.
But it's on console now, so
I'm in.
you're in.
Yeah, if you guys give me the word.
All right.
I'm still trying to go back to Valkyrie Chronicles.
Yeah.
Are you really trying to go
Yeah,
back to
it's
that?
installed
Dude,
on my PS4,
still need to go
ready
through
to
4.
go.
Wait, the first one or
First
4?
one.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm like, I should have Valkyrie Chronicles 4 beaten.
Oh,
Everything
same,
I've
dude.
played of it, I've loved, and it's just not.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say other than it's just not.
Yeah.
All right.
So many games. I'm gonna start changing that. Too many games?
So many games.
So many
There's no
games.
such thing as too many games.
Exactly.
Okay. So many games.
So many games.
Next
like
sponsor is a game.
Oh.
Picture Pathway. It's a colorful game of visual perception that challenges players to connect cards with similar abilities. To learn more about the game, visit www.picturepathway.com and follow at Conspicuous Max to get updated when Picture Pathway Kickstarter goes live.
Sounds cool to me.
Yeah, we actually will have an image of the game pop up now.
Sick.
You can take a look at it. Yeah. Do you know what time it is?
Yeah, it's time to get out of the frame trap.
No, it's time for our mega sponsor, Jigar Bob Productions. He wants to tell us about an experience with the game.
Please.
I did not expect the ride that was Detroit Become Human. I felt genuine care for the characters, but forced myself to play all the way through without changing any decisions the first time, which was a great choice. The amount of diversity and the different directions you can take is very impressive, and the ending, depending on which one you get, can leave you with sobbing with sadness or with pride. Talking with my wife about it the next day, I recalled a specific sad situation, and I started tearing up all over again. Great game.
Wow.
Forgot about that game, and I love it. That's one of my favorite games this year.
On the Easy Allies podcast, Jigar Bob just trolls it, but on this podcast, it's like a really sincere.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, I see you, Jigar Bob.
That makes sense.
You have me
Which is
weeping with
true.
pride.
For the bonus Otake today, we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy 15.
Okay. Yes.
And before we get into the discussion, I want to give you a little bit of context. So this is from an article from The Verge.
Okay.
Square Enix had planned to continue the never-ending flow of Final Fantasy 15 content all the way through 2019 with 4 DLC episodes centered on the characters Arden, Aranea, Lunafreya, and Noctis. Instead, only the Arden episode will be released. The other 3 have been abandoned. There will be a collaboration event with Final Fantasy 14 next month, and the Comrades multiplayer mode will also be spun out into a standalone game for PS4 and Xbox One. Tabata, the director of Final Fantasy 15, also has completely left Square Enix. And he says, in regards to my next endeavors in near future, I have a project that I truly wish to solidify as my next challenge after Final Fantasy 15. For that reason, I've decided to leave my current vision and start my own business in order to achieve that goal. As production of episode Arden continues and Luminous Production works on new projects, I felt that it was time for me to hand over the torch to the next generation group of talented and trustworthy colleagues, and I believe that they will create something truly amazing. So, Final Fantasy 15, getting the axe in a lot of ways. How do you feel about this news? How do you feel about Tabata leaving? And what do you envision the future for Final Fantasy will be?
I don't think we're seeing 16 soon.
Why?
I think, so I'm sorry, what's the name? Is it Luminous Team? Sorry, what are they called?
Luminous Productions.
Luminous Productions. So they were designed, right, to create a whole new IP using the Luminous engine, which is the Final Fantasy 15 engine, so we don't have to write that off as a loss. I now think they're working on Final Fantasy 16. They said like they're working on a AAA title. I think they took away brand new IP. So I wonder if they were just working on the new game. And maybe that is why Tabata wanted to leave or was fired. But it's weird. He's like, hey, I want to make a brand new thing, so I'm leaving. And it's like, hey, man, like 2 months ago, you said you wanted to make a brand new thing with this new studio that you're starting.
Right.
And so it's a weird message to come across. And so I wonder if he didn't like the new project or Square Enix didn't want him for that project.
End of an era.
It's weird. He succeeded. 15 is a success.
To me, it seems like a corporation making a sharp decision, being like, listen, this is the new mandate. And a lot of things fall into the wayside because of that. I just don't know what that mandate is going to be.
Yeah.
I predict, though, that the next Final Fantasy will be very different. Like, I'm not even certain it's going to be your typical sprawling single-player adventure.
Probably won't even have a cactar.
No chocobo, no sail.
Yeah. I agree with you, Ben, though. I think it's going to be super weird and strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge bummer. I'm not too bummed about, story DLC getting canceled, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I never even did the Prompto Noctis.
Okay, I'm with you, but these characters specifically are the ones I am most interested in.
Yeah.
I didn't do it either. I didn't do the Ignis, all the companion DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do the multiplayer mode, but these characters are the characters I want to know the most about.
Yeah.
And it's great that we're getting Arden. I feel like he really needs to be expanded upon.
Yeah.
And so it's nice that we're at least getting that. But yeah, Huber, how do you feel?
Pretty shocked. But at the same time, it makes sense because we're all very big Final Fantasy fans and none of us played this. Any of that DLC, nobody played it.
I actually played the Prompto one.
Okay,
but
Prompto.
keep going.
But we didn't play it, but I don't think Brad played any of those.
Yeah.
No one really dove back into 15, so they were probably just looking at the sales numbers and the how much it costs and gave it the
weird
axe.
thing is when they said, hey, we're doing 4 more, they're
Yeah.
like, hey, because things are going really well, we have a lot of 15 momentum, we're doing 4 more.
Yeah.
Again, it's so weird, this messaging that's apparently untrue or just completely different from what they want today.
Yeah.
That was so weird.
Huber, I'm pretty bad at playing DLC as it is, but I think part of the problem for me with Final Fantasy 15, a game that I still think of very fondly, is despite feeling very fondly about it, the years-long journey of Final Fantasy 15 has been a mess. It has just been drug out over such a long period of time that, like, yeah, I do want to know a lot more about these characters, but on the other hand, like, I'm way ready to close the chapter on 15.
Yeah,
close the book, whatever.
As soon as I beat it, I was like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
The comrades had me excited, and the fact that that's spinning off now into its own thing kind of piques my...
Nobody's playing
My
that.
interest.
You know that won't. You know that's dead in a year.
Do we gotta stream that?
It's dead in a year.
We needed to stream it when it came out originally. We never
Yeah,
did.
it's been out, man.
It's
been out.
I think you nailed it though, man. It's just been going on far too long, and it's time for the next. You know, it's just not exciting anymore.
Yeah.
Like Arden, when Kingsglaive came out, and when I was going through 15, I was so interested in that character.
Right.
And
It's just been so much time.
it's just been so long, and I just don't care.
I saw the movie years ago.
Yeah.
I think it's worth explaining that character. Huge spoilers for Final Fantasy 15. If you are sensitive to that, get out.
Get out.
Arden's a cool character. He was like this medieval wizard who was willing to accept the souls of the demons into his own body.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the way that we kill the demons. I'm gonna suck them in.
So cool.
But then he sucked in too much, and like they took over his very soul. So now he's like this immortal demon who's mad at any new monarchy because like he's a little effed up in the mind. Like he's not there anymore.
He's got some swagger.
Yeah. But like he's just like he wants revenge on the king who made him suck up all that dark energy. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
He's just like this immortal being.
I think they made a misstep when they did Prompto and Gladio and all that. Admittedly, I didn't play it, but those first DLCs should have maybe been Arden. It's like, we just had a whole game with Prompto
Right.
and Gladio.
Yeah.
I remember the point in the game when like you kind of get separated. I don't need this filler side arc filling in this gap.
And it felt the Prompto one is so filler.
Yeah.
Dude. It's so filler.
And that's really frustrating because like the whole premise of it was maddening because Gladio just leaves you. It feels really awkward and dumb
hated that
when
part.
it happens.
He's like, I got some work to do. It's like, what? Come on.
Or he's like, I disagree with you, Noctis.
and then it's
no
like
reason.
play DLC, get DLC to figure that moment out.
Yeah.
And that's not what I think you want DLC to feel like. I think you want to be excited about it. Like, oh, you already gave me so much. I want to know more. It was like, okay, I guess I'll figure out what happened there.
Yeah.
That's not a good
Imagine if it
attitude
was
going into
like discover Arden's past, and it was like a new new map, obviously not as big as 15, but like you were in a new location and it was in the past maybe, and you had like weird cool new powers.
Right, I want to be this wizard who's sucking in dark energy, dude.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
So that's why I think that might actually be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yes.
You're getting it.
I'm gonna have to boot it back up.
That's the one you're getting.
Let's go.
Boot it up.
When's it come out? Arden.
March.
See
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's still so far away.
Oh my.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the whole story of 15, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't like Devil May Cry come out like late February?
I'm actually really bummed
I think it's March.
March. Yeah. It's like,
personally that Tabata is leaving. I know
Yeah.
a lot of people don't like 15, and I know a lot of people don't like the way Tabata did things. But just like speaking to that guy personally and seeing him try his absolute best to wrangle 15, I think he did a really great job.
Absolutely.
I think that he was a good person that worked hard and always tried to make the best decisions. And like somebody like that, where you just look at them and you kind of analyze, like, okay, this is how they do things. It's hard to see them go out kind of unceremoniously like this. Like, the whole
shocking.
the whole thing that this says to me is like Square Enix is just angry. They're taking a pivot. They're going somewhere else. Bye bye Tabata.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Especially after like devoting your life. Like when I interviewed that guy, he was so goddamn tired. Like you could tell this was his entire life, and I don't know. I hate to see him go like that personally, but
He'll have a new thing.
have a new thing.
Final Fantasy
Hopefully.
16.
I'm
I
so
hope
excited.
it's fantasy again,
Yeah.
like medieval.
I like Igni's philosophy. You ever watch that? That weird CG thing where it's just like she's doing magic in this weird, huge town that's just kind of Like
You haven't seen that?
It's a Final Fantasy anime?
No.
it was like a tech demo.
Yes.
Like
Oh.
around when the PS4 was first kicking off.
You got to see this.
Oh yeah, maybe I did when
maybe
it came
you
out.
did,
But
yeah.
I can't picture
And
it.
it was a nice twist. It was kind of fantasy-esque. It still had some modernness to it, but
Yeah.
like very fantasy-oriented.
It's time. It's time to go. Like what? 9? I
9.
guess 14 and 11 are also medieval, kind of.
No, those have no worlds. They let slimes into their worlds.
Okay. I think we're getting to just about the end of this conversation.
They let promotional materials slip into
Yeah.
their worlds. They have
Coleman.
nothing. Yeah.
Hey, man, some of us like that.
Yeah, I'm ready
Huber,
for
I think there's a
medieval.
high chance that it'll be more classic fantasy. Fantasy, Final Fantasy style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
I
Big
think,
time.
I think
Big,
there's a
big,
high
big
chance
time.
they're like, we want this to be exactly like Fire and Ice. We're going for that kind of vibe. You know what I mean?
Like Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, excuse
Okay.
me. Yeah,
Huber?
yeah.
I'm also terrified that it's going to be like sci-fi military.
I know.
And multiplayer.
I can't. Like, I'm not even. I will be disappointed if it's sci-fi again. I cannot, dude. We've had. Like even
15 is a
10,
sci-fi?
even 10 gets weird. Like 12, I feel like is sci-fi.
Oh,
7 is sci-fi.
actually, 12.
13 is sci-fi. 13, 2, and 3. It's like enough.
Man, I forgot about 12. 12 is super fantasy.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty
Uh-huh.
sci-fi-ish.
They don't have any
No.
screens. They have no
I mean,
screens,
it's
you know?
like Huber, classic fantasy Final Fantasy has sci-fi in
totally,
it.
totally.
Yeah, it's fused.
I'm
yeah,
just
like
thinking-
6. 6 has Magitech armor and all that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking of 9. Specifically.
Nine has sci-fi stuff in it too.
Toward the end,
Yeah.
you know? Yes.
Yeah, it always goes there.
Yeah.
I meant just like as a whole,
Okay.
lean more towards that stuff, medieval stuff. It's all a spectrum.
What if they give it to Yoko Taro?
Give it to him. Nah, he's working on his next Nier game already. He's like, I got another idea. I'm working on it. See you in another year. I'm going to make this really fast. It's like, what? I believe you.
I think we should end this conversation by reminding ourselves that Kingdom Hearts 3 is like here.
January.
Hope that sells
baby.
well, dude. Hope people are caught up. Like I can see so many people being like Kingdom Hearts 3, but I'm not caught up, not buying it.
I can see Square Enix overestimating demand.
Big
for sure.
time.
Yeah.
I could see Kingdom Hearts 3 selling well, but not gangbusters.
Yeah.
Really nervous. Nervous about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like Square Enix is already kind of in a tough spot with these losses.
Big tough spot.
You know?
Yeah.
If this thing falters, the hell's gonna happen? What does the future hold for JRPGs if Kingdom Hearts 3 fails?
the bar of success is too damn high. It's nonsensically high.
It is.
You need to make games
Yeah.
that can reach realistic goals.
yeah.
Do you know how mad they are about 17 million for Red Dead? Every other publisher is furious. They're looking at their monitors and
do we get
shouting
that?
swear words.
How do we do it?
17 million?
I want to make a Wild West game.
Oh, man.
Quick, Cowboys! Put some Cowboys
It makes
in.
no sense to anyone else how they get 17 million and they're struggling to get 1 million, you know?
Yeah.
Man.
Like, we just talked about Dragon Quest on Frame Trap. What was
Yeah.
it, 6 million or 4 million?
4 mil worldwide.
4 million.
Yeah.
Seems good.
Seems good.
Seems really good.
Be happy.
And they're like, oh,
I
no.
mean, like, it's this dozens of hours turn-based 11th entry in a well-known series. Like, 4 million!
4 million.
That's good!
Yeah.
Okay? Calm down!
Yeah. Doesn't need to be Fortnite or a Rockstar game. Realistic expectations.
Yeah, but I would, if I'm a publisher, I'd be like, how? How can we get 17 million? How?
Kyle, I think you would be good at this.
Take 8 years to make a game and make it good.
Yeah, because that's the truth. It's like, you can't. The answer is you can't.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
a
Activision,
way-
you don't want that 17. You don't want to put in the work to get that 17 million.
Yeah.
Rockstar Red Dead Redemption 2 being so successful is kind of confusing because it is a game that like is not especially player friendly.
Right? Like when playing through it, Ben, I was like, right out of the gate, I was like, oh, this is going to be divisive.
Yeah. And
You know,
and it's not the first time we've had this like, oh, the control sucks thing before with Rockstar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you just wake up and you're like 17 million. And I think it's just seeing those tens. I think it is if you can create something that feels like a can't miss event, that's
Yeah.
where you want to be. Like Dragon Quest 11, this is not me insulting Dragon Quest XI. I think for the average Joe, there's no aura of I can't miss this.
Yeah.
So true.
So-
Super true.
Yeah.
Like you can make your game as cumbersome as you want, but if you feel like you're missing out, if you feel like you can't go to that water cooler and talk about, that stuff, I don't know. Huber,
Totally.
is Battlefield 5 a can't miss event?
Huh. Dude, Battlefield 5 feels good. I am so glad.
You dodged the question.
Can't miss event.
I appreciate you keeping them on those.
Is it a can't miss event? I am so hesitant to say can't miss for any game. Red Dead is a can't miss event. God of War.
I don't know if you're hesitant to say that.
In your review, you called God of War. Right? You called it right in your review.
I don't know if that's true.
This game is a can't miss event.
Yeah. Battlefield 5, just don't skip it.
Are you gonna do a don't skip on
Does that
Battlefield 5?
count?
I know you're saying what you're telling me is it is a missable event.
I personally think it's...
I think you could miss this event.
I mean, because a lot of people don't
Is
care
it more?
for-
Is it more than if you like Battlefield, you'll like this? Is it more than that?
Tough questions, dude. Hardball.
I haven't played it. I just was trying to get some details.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Call of Duty, right?
Actually, with Black Ops 4, like maybe a little bit, mostly no. I think there's enough new going on in Black Ops 4 where it's like, hey, you could land on this even if you don't typically like Call of Duty. I think
Yeah.
the specialists are pretty big, but honestly, Blackout. Like I could see you being like, I'm gonna get so much enjoyment out of Blackout alone.
That's the thing is Battle Royale in Battlefield doesn't come out until like March or something.
Yeah, was it
Yeah,
summer 2019?
March, I think.
Okay.
So it's
That
a ways
decision,
away.
Yeah.
oof.
It's an oof decision, but at the same time, it makes me believe that it's going to be amazing when it launches.
They didn't rush it.
You look at this.
Okay, what
You
you're
look at the beta of Battlefield 5 when it came out, and it was rough around the edges. There was a lot of backlash from hardcore Battlefield players and streamers.
Hubert, I gotta be honest with you, man. Playing that beta really de-hyped me on Battlefield 5.
Yeah,
it
me
was
too.
not a convincing beta.
It felt kind of lifeless.
Yeah.
And I am not familiar. I'm familiar with the franchise. Obviously, I played them all, but I'm not familiar enough with because it was like a insane patch notes from the beta to this. What they're fixing, they were fixing spotting. Like it would take too long to dive into everything they've changed. But I want to focus on the things that have stood out to me on Battlefield 5 that have changed the flow and the way you play this game considerably.
Okay.
Way different.
All right.
Okay. This is crazy. Two huge changes. First off,
Those 4 huges.
massive. Buckle up. Okay. First of all, spotting. Way different now. Okay. Battlefield 3, 4, Kyle. You would see someone in the distance, you'd spam Q on them. There's a guy. Just push, you see him, Q.
And what that should show, like an arrow shows up on all your teammates?
the
Dorito.
yeah, exactly.
They call them
the
Doritos.
The Dorito.
Okay. Little
yeah.
green Dorito above them.
Sure.
Everyone shoot, okay?
Okay.
Playing that, there's a disconnect there. Everyone's just spamming Q and
Yeah.
you're shooting at little green
Doesn't
Doritos.
make sense. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the only character that can spot is the sniper.
Great.
Recon.
Yep.
You have to get out your scope and scan for people.
Are you still mashing Q?
No. You get your scope and you just stare at him.
Oh,
you have
cool.
to hold on him for a second.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that makes recon now way more valuable, where traditionally snipers in Battlefield were lone wolves and they would be playing their own game and it would be a little harder to contribute to the team. You still can contribute, obviously, but you feel like more of a teammate now when you're playing as recon because of scouting and how
So
important that
Hubert,
is.
on paper, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And it's not just a Battlefield problem. It's in any game that has an objective and is a competitive game.
Yeah.
Where that's great that it exists.
Yeah.
Are recons doing that, or are they just hanging back, not contributing, and also not getting kills?
Okay, full disclosure, the game has only been playable for like 2 days.
Sure.
I'm reviewing it. If I get things wrong right now, stay tuned for the official review.
Yeah.
But that's a good segue into the next
huge
change. Because
change.
no, not a lot of people are spotting, Ben, to answer your question. The next huge change, divisive as hell.
Oh.
Everyone, not just medics, can revive teammates. Everyone.
Can't
like
you,
Call of Duty.
No, but can't you only revive teammates if you're in a squad? I believe that is what it is, where you can't just go up and revive everybody, or at least that's what it was in the beta, I believe.
That's a good question. Yeah, because sometimes it wouldn't let me. You're right.
Yeah,
okay.
I think you have to be in a squad
So when
to
you're-
revive, so it's trying to promote squad play in that way.
Yes. Okay, so then, and when you're the medic, you can revive them faster.
Cool.
And you can throw med packs to people. Okay, so
That's right. I watched a guy try to revive you and he couldn't do it in time.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Because it takes, if you're not, So this is crazy because
And this is crazy.
because first of all, not a lot of people are helping out the revives.
Right.
Like squad mate. Just looking at
And
me.
it's
wants
the
to
worst
show-
when they're
he just
right
wants to shoot
there.
his gun.
Right there.
They're right
Yeah.
there.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Hopefully that gets better down the line. But I can see this working for the better in the long run. Because there were moments when we'd be fighting for a point and, someone goes down, teammate rushes up, kills a dude, revives me. We push a little more forward. He goes down. We kill a guy. We revive him. It's that like picking each other up aspect that just makes team play and teamwork so much more rewarding.
Yeah.
And really like forces you to work together. Another thing is that the squad leader now is way more important because they can call in vehicle reinforcements and supply drops based on points that their squad is earning.
How do you select a squad leader?
It's the first one in the squad.
Oh.
So yeah, and then you can leave.
So not necessarily the most qualified.
Exactly, dude, which is really frustrating because when someone is a squad leader and they're not giving orders, you're missing out on those points.
So do you bail? Have you done that? You're like, okay.
Because I'm all about it. I'm all about attack that point. Let's go. We get those bonus points. Call in, a tank back at home base. The focus is way more on team play, which I'm really appreciating. Back to the scouting thing too. It is, again, this is like fundamental changes with this game. Since you can't scout as well and people don't have Doritos over them, there's a lot more hiding.
Yeah.
There's a lot more, I laid down in a bush at one point, prone in a bush with a sniper rifle, and I was just picking people off. And people, like one or two guys shot at me, but I lasted like a few more minutes.
No Dorito.
Because, exactly.
Sick, dude.
So,
that sounds. I like what you're saying, but then I'm also like, anything that makes snipers more effective means that you're just gonna get more snipers.
But the level design, Ben, to counter that is incredible. There are stages that are so wide and deep and long that sniper haven, but there's also even some of the big stages have so many areas that are tighter, that kind of funnel you in. There's a lot of room to like I've never changed my class so much in a Battlefield game mid-match. Usually I'd be like, I'm going to snipe this match. I'm going to be medic. I kept changing because of the situations. So I appreciate the direction they're taking it, and it's shaping up to be really good so far.
How's the destruction?
Destruction's amazing. Sound is amazing. It's like slow destruction, which is really cool. You're in a house and it just slowly comes apart. Being in a house and like shooting outside, smashing the glass and like shooting out is really fun. There's like a Private Ryan map, the final battle in Private Ryan, straight up, dude. There's like a bell tower you can climb. It takes a long time to get up there.
And I think it can collapse too, right?
Dude, yeah. I was up there, plane. Like blew the whole church up. It was nuts. Crazy. But it feels really good. But at the same time, it feels like you would benefit way more than in the past by playing with a group of friends in a squad, because the squad is so important. So,
have you done any of the single player?
I did the prologue mission, which had a pretty big impact on me, actually. It was pretty awesome.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Impact is in like emotionally affecting?
Yeah.
I see.
It was brief. It's just the intro mission. Mark Strong is narrating. You're kind of hopping from soldier to
Who's
soldier.
Mark Strong?
The British actor. He's in like Kingsman. You ever
Okay.
seen Kingsman?
All right.
He's in a bunch
No,
of
I have
stuff.
not. I've not.
He's in Zero Dark 30. Real tradecraft.
Okay.
All right, never mind. He's really cool. But yeah, the first mission was solid. I need to play the other missions to
Sure.
fully judge the.
Do you feel like in multiplayer vehicles have a strong impact?
What I did notice is that there were far fewer
Yeah.
vehicles.
Is that a good thing in your opinion?
I don't know yet because
That was something that a sense that I had in the beta
yeah.
as well, where I just felt like there was less, and it was
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it is weird. There was
Have you
just
flown a plane yet?
flew a plane, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Planes are awesome.
Is it hard to get the plane?
It's kind of hard to get the vehicles. You gotta like kind of if you really want it, you kind of have to wait at the deploy
Like queue up,
screen.
basically?
Yeah,
That's
queue
funny.
up. And I think because squad leaders aren't calling in vehicle reinforcements,
forgot they
maybe
can just
that's
do that.
why. Yeah.
that's funny.
So hopefully that stuff kind of irons out as people
Right.
get more familiar.
Yeah.
I have to wonder, like, and it's I'm sure it makes it tough doing a review as well, where like you get to a point a year from now, and it's like the people still playing Battlefield 5 are the ones that know what to do, and so it's
Yeah.
just a completely different experience
Totally.
than that initial launch rush.
Yeah,
to-
and my history with Battlefield is that it takes time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
it's a rocky launch or an unbalanced launch, like there's so many things to tweak within Battlefield. But it's extremely encouraging going from the beta, which kind of felt lifeless, to this, which has these substantial changes that have,
Is this the EA Access launch?
yeah,
Okay.
or the Origin premiere.
Okay, so not even EA Access
No.
are playing this yet.
This is
Got it.
Origin.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
yeah.
You-
You're playing
you
on
pay-
PC.
I'm interested in that.
You pay $15 for a month of Origin Premiere, and you get access to the game, but you don't own the game.
Right.
So the people that buy the game have to wait the longest to play it. If you buy Battlefield, you wait the longest. How backwards is that?
Can't you buy an edition though where you get early access, or have they changed that in favor of Origin Premiere?
You can buy like the the deluxe edition of the game, and I think you get 5 days early access, whereas Origin Premiere was 11.
So could I could buy the game today though, right?
Yeah.
If I have Premiere, and then it'll just show up permanently.
Yeah, so you would buy you'd buy a month of Premiere, and you
Yeah.
would have to buy the game.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
okay.
all your progress would carry over.
Okay,
but
okay.
they're still getting you for that.
Oh,
They're
subscription.
getting me. They're
Yeah.
getting me. That's
Yeah.
funny. So that's who you're playing with right now. All those
Premiere.
suckers who are like Premiere players.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they're not suckers. They're playing a game they like as soon as possible.
yeah,
It's weird.
it is.
You're playing on PC, right?
Yep,
We should squad up.
we should
Squad
I'm
up
ready.
With the
I'll revive you.
Ben's one of those suckers.
They call me the Med Man.
Are you paying that 15?
oh yeah, gotta get
man.
in on the battlefield.
Gotta get in on the
Okay.
battlefield.
Gotta get on the
It's an
battlefield.
event. It's a can't miss.
Well, for like Ben, you don't need to buy the game. You can buy.
Yeah.
You can pay $15. Get
Yeah.
in now,
A
and like
month.
you'll play a
Right.
few matches with Huber.
Play
You'll
a
get all
month.
the enjoyment you wanted out
Yeah,
of it.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly.
That's actually really interesting.
$15.
$15
Yeah.
bucks for a month.
Yeah.
It's like a movie ticket.
I do feel like that is something that's been really frustrating with both EA Access and this Origin Premiere. Is it's like I want this one thing, and then nothing for months.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I don't like is the customization. It's just kind of weird. Like character customization too is just
Yeah.
super boring. Like desert camo, wood camo,
Here
or
we-
like normal World War II helmet with like "F you, dude," not that, but like
F you,
"Born to
dude."
Kill" or
yeah.
weird customization that doesn't incentivize me to want to work towards it. I'm
Yeah.
just there for the class unlocks. So
That's funny that you say that about Battlefield 5. It's also something I think could be a lot better in Black Ops 4. is
Totally.
customization too.
So it feels good so far, but still extremely early.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy that the spotting, man, like people blindside you. You have to be so much more map aware and like see where the bullets are coming from. Like it's
I
they're
feel
doubling down on tactics even more. Also, another thing that it seems pointless, building. probably implemented it just for Battle Royale, honestly. It feels absolutely
It's so weird that you say that, though, because I feel like that's one of the biggest things that they pumped up.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, from like the 5 hours I've played, again, that's nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it has not been used once to benefit. There's no point.
Has not decided a match or
No.
even decided a kill.
Like, let me build a sandbag that someone is just going to, like, go around.
Right.
What are you...
It does sound, like, very particular to Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to hear those early impressions. I think it's a lot like Hitman, where, like, how you feel now will be different than how you feel in a week, will be different than how you feel in a month.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited to get in there. Like...
Squad up.
Squad up.
I'm really okay with just like a week to a month of chaos, and I'm good.
Yeah. I usually play Battlefield long term, but I didn't with Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
But now
I feel like I played Battlefield 1 off and on for a couple of months. It's weird now that the Battlefield time seems so long. Where it's like, okay, I'll play the beta, and then I'll play early access, and then I'll play post. Like, yeah.
But I think they like that. They want you to play for a year.
Yeah,
They
they
want
do.
you to play,
And-
like, yeah.
they've already got like the post-release window, like calendar or whatever. They're adding like a Battle Royale or Fortnite type Battle Pass thing. You can like earn as you play, earn rewards.
Yeah, I guess that could work in any games model, really. Oh, yeah, because like Rocket League does that now, even. Yeah, for sure.
Man, I haven't played Rocket League in like forever. There's so many games to just get sucked into.
So many games.
So many.
games.
So many.
So many.
Do you know what there's not enough of? HOTTAKE! We're going to be talking... this is kind of similar to the last one, where we have a situation that is a little bit confusing. You're not sure what's going on, and you're curious about the future. I'm going to talk about Destiny.
Dude, I was just going to bring this up 5 minutes ago. I'm not even kidding.
I got you.
Here we go.
I was just about to bring this
Before
game
we
up.
talk about Destiny, let's get some context for what's going on
Okay.
down in Destiny land. This is from Kotaku.
Yep.
Destiny didn't sell enough copies to meet Activision's expectations. However, and they said some of our other franchises like Destiny are not performing as well as they liked. That's a direct quote from an earnings call.
Some of our other franchises aren't, like Destiny, aren't performing as well as we liked. What could the other franchises
I don't
be?
know if in that earnings call they went on to specify.
Yeah, that's funny.
I just have information relevant.
It sounds like
to
Activision
Destiny.
was just saying that to call out Destiny in particular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does
They
sound
have
like
two
that.
franchises and Call of Duty is doing okay.
Like they're surprised. The other one's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Crash Bandicoot's doing fine right now.
This article says that news shouldn't be much of a surprise to anyone who's been paying attention recently. Last week, Activision started giving away the PC version of Destiny 2 for free until November 18th, a sign of weak sales for the franchise. And this is again from Activision. This is from Activision COO Cody Johnson. We have not seen the full core re-engage in Destiny yet, which has led to the underperformance against expectations to date. Some players are in wait-and-see mode. If you're in, you're deeply engaged. If not, we think now's the time to bring players back. And this is from Luke Smith from Bungie. This is his tweet. We are not disappointed with Forsaken. We set out to build a game that Destiny players would love, and at Bungie, we love it too. Building Destiny for players who love it is and will remain our focus going forward. So, and just kind of anecdotal evidence from the internet, people that care about Destiny are heavily invested in Destiny, love Forsaken, yet it's also not meeting expectations. You've got this tug of war going on. How do you feel like that problem is going to play out, Michael Huber?
I don't know, because it really bums me out. Okay, I fell off of Destiny 2 after Forsaken. I did beat the campaign, and I was going to gear up for the raid until I realized, holy smokes, Destiny is hardcore again.
Yeah.
It is extremely hardcore, and the community is hyped, pumped. The game itself is the best place it's been in, and that comment is disturbing because it's suits and bigwigs wanting to sell more copies, and they're disappointed with it because maybe the Forsaken is hardcore now, so the the average consumer didn't like jump back in, maybe.
No. See, I think that's the misassessment.
Okay.
I think the misassessment is the wait and sees.
Yeah.
No, you lost them.
Yeah, you lost them, exactly.
You think this huge audience is just watching every little DLC trailer you put out and so it's like, maybe now's the time to hop in. You lost those people.
Yeah.
They're gone. They're not wait and sees, they're gone.
Yeah, which is why I like Luke Smith's tweet about like, yo, this is for Destiny players, and we're gonna do that as we move forward.
There's no way next year's DLC will sell better than Forsaken, is what I'm saying. I just like we need to win them back. You're not gonna do it, dude.
Yeah, I'm just scared that they're gonna try to.
Yes.
And they're gonna compromise the game
That's exactly what's
because of it,
Yeah.
and that's a bummer.
Hubert, I've been thinking about this, and I think the whole problem with Destiny is how it is sold, and that is why you're seeing this tug to begin with, because people that fell off, a lot of them spent a lot of money, not only in the base game, which they found disappointing, but a lot of money on several expansions that they saw disappointing. And so when they hear that the game is in the best it's ever been, it's like, that's cool. And it's cool that they're giving it away for free now, but I just spent, more than $100 on stuff that sucked or stuff that I thought was underwhelming. I'm not going to spend another $40 or whatever it is to get the good stuff, even if it's the best ever.
Yeah.
And so I think that is the problem, whereas like you have something like Warframe, which had a rough launch, but because it was free,
Exactly.
even your worst expectations, you're like, well, I'll check it out. Maybe it's way better now. You don't have that like low barrier that Destiny so needs when it's going to be up and down like this all the time. And I think if they really want a success or to not like have this problem, they make Destiny 3 free to play. I think that's how they do it.
Whoa. That is
Wow.
Ben, that's HOTTAKE.
That's what you do.
Yes.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
That
Because
is-
otherwise you're gonna have so many people that are gonna be like, I was there for Destiny 1 at launch, burned, there for Destiny 2 at launch, burned, not doing it with Destiny 3. Oh,
Yeah.
it's free.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Wow.
You look at games now, free to play, and they're clearly working. It clearly works, the
Well,
business model.
some of them are.
Some of them.
There are successes, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of failures out
I
there.
just
Like,
feel
But
like
when you have the backing of, Bungie, Activision, you can
True.
make a free-to-play game
Yeah.
succeed.
I feel like the way Destiny is being sold is grossly outdated for the type of game that it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like
And it's like weirdly
Yeah.
feels weirdly self-important and like
Yes.
presumptuous of Activision to, I feel like they thought the game was bigger than it actually is.
Yes.
They saw Destiny 1
I mean
blow up.
Destiny did blow up.
Yeah.
You
But-
have to give them that.
But it still feels like they thought it would just continue on.
Right, they wanted-
like Call of Duty forever.
exactly.
and like
You
Halo
know?
to Halo 2.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, we have Bungie right now.
Yeah.
We're going to have a Halo franchise. Halo 2, did crazy better than Halo.
Yeah.
Obviously, Destiny 2 will do way better than Destiny.
Yeah.
Hubert, I totally think
Yeah.
it is because of their success with Call of Duty, where it kind of
Yep.
blew up and then just continued forever.
Forever.
But like when you say like, hey, let's change how this is monetized,
Yeah.
do you trust Activision to do it in a way that doesn't completely ruin the game?
I don't know, because if you go free to play, then you have to like change the entire structure of the game, right?
No, you don't. There's already microtransactions for cosmetics in the game right now.
True, but I still feel like you would have to like double down on that if your game's free, because
You
you're
would,
not getting
yes.
you're not getting paid expansions and the likes of that.
And a weird thing is, your cosmetics are also, your stats. It's fun to get new armor in Destiny because it increases your stats and it looks cooler, and then you become a stronger character.
But the Eververse, which is the microtransactions, are just cosmetic stuff.
right. But your cosmetics are also like what you care about.
Yeah.
So it's actually hard to, I think, in the Destiny world, detach your cosmetics from. Well, how does it work then?
You can so you can take a cosmetic item, and then if you earn like a really powerful thing that looks stupid,
We
you can
transmogrify.
you can like pump it in
Got it.
to the one you like the look of.
Understood.
So-
So never mind. I take that comment back.
But then I think it's just tough. It's such a hard on paper, Destiny 2 works so well because you are you're appealing to such a broad area of players. You know, how many times, Ben, we talk about like the raid. You know, the raid is for the hardcore players that want to work as a team and group up and do this end game content. You have the campaign and the story for, you know, everyone and just your average player that's going to go in and, you know, shoot some aliens and experience the story. And then you also have PvP, which is for players that want to battle each other out, you know, to the death.
I don't think they have a problem appealing to people, though.
Yeah.
I think the problem that they have is transitioning people who are into it into people that raid, because like there's either not enough there, or they get burned out, or something. Like there's just, with the vanilla versions of these games, it's like they're missing that piece of the bridge that's going to put them on the side where they care about that end game stuff.
What's nice, I keep tabs on every once in a while because I do like Destiny 2 quite a bit. They have been updating places and adding story.
Yeah.
What do you mean updating places?
Like the Dreaming City, I think it's called. It's right when I stopped playing. I just beat the campaign and bounced out.
Sure.
But there's this whole like Rivendell elf Witcher type area that was really cool looking. And then when the world's first raid was completed, that entire area changed.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And
Cool.
that area keeps reacting and adding in things that are, you know, expanding the story in little ways, but still that stuff matters. Like that's the way you keep me engaged, is like having these weekly or bi-weekly or monthly things that are a big enough reason to pull me back in a game instead of go and experience the new hotness.
I mean, like you could look at Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
They just add a new monster like
Exactly.
monthly.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
People are excited to go fight that new monster.
It
you know?
works because it's free.
Yeah. Ben, you're so right. That's a free monster. Yeah.
I mean, if they were charging $6 to fight the new monster, that would not go over well.
Yeah.
And like Fortnite, you know, those events, the events are free. The map changes, it's free. Like the game itself is free. Halloween, you added monsters to the map. Like, wow, that's crazy and different. I'm going to hop back in because it's free.
But it's really about cashing in goodwill, because I totally believe strongly that we are getting a paid expansion to Monster Hunter World that will be announced sometime early next year.
Ooh, dude.
And I think
That feels like a scoop.
I think everybody's going to be okay with it, because they can look back on the first year of Monster Hunter World and be like, yeah, I got a lot. I guess I'll drop another 40 or whatever it ends up being.
I'll pay up.
Whereas I feel like Destiny constantly finds itself in like pre-Forsaken. It's like, yeah, this is the best we've ever been. That goodwill wasn't there.
Too expensive, dude. Way too expensive for anyone to be okay or comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Unreal amount of money. And you know, even going back to Destiny 1, holy crap, dude. The 2 smaller expansions and 2 big expansions, and then having to buy Destiny 2, and it's just non-stop. And it's not like $5 or $10. It's like these are $20 or $40 expansions. You're not even giving me a sequel.
What I'm terrified
like, that's
of,
sequel money, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
what I'm terrified of, Huber, is they've done, by all reports that I've seen, they've done a great job of appealing
to the
hardcore people with Forsaken. People love Forsaken. I think it's awesome. I am so worried that Destiny 3 comes around and they just not abandon those people, but it's like fresh start again.
Yeah.
And it's like,
The thing is, it's the right thing to do as a publisher.
Exactly. That's why it's such a tricky spot, dude. They want everyone.
Yes.
They want this perfect world where those hardcore players are doing their hardcore grind every single day, and they also want those casual players to hop in every once in a while. You know, if they get those casuals in there every once in a while, you know, the non-committed to Destiny like myself, you know, I'm hopping in there when something new and fresh happens. That's their dream. I don't think it's possible. I really don't. I just don't.
Can't have it both ways.
You cannot have it both ways.
Yeah.
Very few games can manage that.
what if this happens?
Because it's not free.
Yeah.
I think you could have it both ways if it's free.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
Yep. What do you think if this happens, where Bungie doesn't like Activision. Activision doesn't like Bungie. They split, and Bungie goes, listen, sorry, guys. We have to leave Destiny behind. We're going to make a new thing our way, completely under our control. Do you think that goes over well?
It would be really taxing for them to have to start something from the ground up, because you look at how much.
Yeah.
Because it would be years. It'd be years with no income.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
There is so, we rib on Grimoire cards in the Destiny lore, but wow, this is a universe that is massive.
No, but
I'm
just saying they start completely over. They make a new universe.
Yeah, that's what I mean, because they're so committed with all, they've put so much time and resources into that. It seems like it would be a hard.
Their new thing would have to not be a huge MMO scale FPS. It'd have to just be like, hey, we're gonna do Halo 1 again. You know what I mean? We're gonna just do like a small, cool world with really nice levels.
I wonder if they go like a Kingdoms of Amalur route, where hey, we're gonna make this to start out to introduce you to this place, and then we'll expand in scope as we go on. I'm not saying any of this is feasible.
Right.
I just like seeing what Activision wants and what Bungie wants and who they're trying to please. It just, I don't know.
What a weird company Activision is, because they're also the good guys who are publishing Sekiro, right?
I mean, is that what that is? Is that a good guy move?
Yes. If
That's
you're giving
move,
From
dude.
Software money to make the game that they want to make.
That's a money move.
I think that's a money move.
They're gonna make a good game. From Software, look at their last couple games.
I think it's Activision being like,
easy money.
Okay, this has been built up enough that we know that this will appeal to enough people.
A good guy move is Square Enix Life is Strange.
That's a good guy move.
That's a good guy move. There's no sure bet there. That's a chance.
A good guy move is Activision just throwing a bunch of money at Swery for no reason. That's a good guy move.
Yeah. Deadly Premonition 2 was a good guy move.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Sekiro is going to be great. I don't think it is going to be ruined by nonsense, but I mean,
you guys didn't play Forsaken, admittedly. Did you even play Destiny 2?
You didn't even look at Destiny 2,
and you didn't. Yeah, you were hard out after the Destiny 1 campaign.
I would like to play Forsaken. That's as strong of a commitment as I can give, but I would like to.
Yeah, because it was solid.
Yeah, I believe you.
But again, it's that middle ground. It's my entire life is not in on Destiny, right?
Right.
So then, what is
there for you?
What is there for me?
Because you can't possibly do that raid right now.
Yeah.
Hubert.
Yeah. Doing the raid, man. Doing the raid was the best.
But there are so many things right now that can consume all of your time that look equally appealing.
Yeah.
And 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, this was not true in the same way that it is now.
Yeah.
Anthem is coming out.
Yeah.
I want to see what that's about.
Yeah.
That's a life consumer.
Anthem
maybe.
It will be. It totally will be.
Will Anthem be a $60 you're in and you're good?
Oh,
Are we going to have expansion 1, expansion 2, microtransactions, cosmetics?
Expansion alpha, expansion beta.
That's upsetting.
Phase 1.
They should just call it Phase 1.
Phase 1.
Games as a Service. Phase 1.
You're right. That's the difference. Games as a Service is working. It's a model that people like. They like giving money to Games as a Service. But when you're EA and you're putting out a $60 game, it's like Games as a Service has to be different.
Yeah.
You can't do that to people. Monster Hunter World surprisingly found a way. I would call Monster Hunter World Games as a Service, even though it was $60 once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And just events right now. I always bring this up when I'm on your guys' podcasts, is events. It's not a new concept in video games, but I really think it is, with Games as a Service blowing up and so many games having like Monster Hunter World, adding a monster in, or some cool Dante festival, having events is so important to draw your players back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And while Destiny has expansions, I would like to see more events.
Don't they do a Halloween thing?
They do a Halloween thing, but I think, hear me out.
Okay.
So it's a little harder. Maybe I'm expecting too much of Destiny because of the price or something.
Yeah,
but I feel
it's expensive, man.
Yeah, I feel like because of that, and because it's Bungie, and because the game, is so high budget, it's a huge AAA game. I feel like maybe I want more events out of them than they give. Is that a fair want from them to have free events like every month, or because their events are really weird. They had like a Valentine event where it was like duos in PvP.
I think what you want from Destiny is you want something meaningful to return to and meaningful progression. And it sounds like they've finally achieved that in Forsaken.
Yeah.
And it's just so frustrating because to me, the whole Destiny saga has just been them trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I feel like they've landed on something that works with Forsaken, and I'm just terrified they're going to have to throw it all away.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, like, I feel like enough people are playing Destiny. Destiny is not this small little game that you haven't heard of. I feel like there are tons and tons of people playing and excited about Destiny right now. I just think the expectation for success is way too high.
Right.
Way too high.
I do.
Like Destiny's doing well.
They're
right?
making the most money they can off of it right now. You
Right.
know, I almost feel like that. And like how Huber started this conversation. Yeah. But they want more. They
Right.
want more.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is it's
They want
They have
Fortnite.
a happy fan
They want
base.
Fortnite.
Yes.
They honestly want Fortnite.
Yeah.
That level, I mean.
But-
they want Destiny 2 being streamed
There's a
every
reason
night,
why people-
top 3 Twitch.
there's a reason why people call these things lightning in a bottle. Like you can't.
Totally. I'd like just like NPDs, man. You know I love them.
Yeah.
Give me those freaking video game budgets. Just release
I
your
want budgets so bad.
release your damn numbers.
wanna
Why
see
the
those so bad.
secrecy?
Release your budgets.
What are
Yes.
you hiding?
What are you hiding?
Like, if a little give and take here, developers. If I'm gonna pony up $60 or whatever it may be, if I'm gonna buy your product with my cash, you let me know some more information about the process and how much it costs and what's going on here.
You know the budgets of movies.
Exactly. There's no reason. So I'd love to see the overall cumulative budget of
For Destiny?
Destiny 1 and 2.
It
Are
would
we at
make
a
you
bill?
puke.
Are we at a bill yet?
We're at a bill, baby. You would puke.
I bet.
Right?
I bet.
Just the upkeep, man.
I feel like that's I feel like that's a segment on a show. Ready to check out the puke budget of the night?
Yeah.
Destiny,
Destiny.
Activision.
And I wonder if there is just no way other than paid DLC and microtransactions to turn a meaningful profit
yeah, but
on Destiny.
the problem is they're like, that's the only way they're thinking of it is how can we extract the most money, not how will people respond to us extract. Like, I just don't feel like they understand how far goodwill goes.
Yeah.
So much, like,
Which is why Luke Smith wrote that tweet.
Yeah.
He was probably frustrated. His parent company, his publisher, is like, "Hey, we're disappointed." It's like, you are, but like we as the developers are having a great time right now.
Yeah.
this is what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forsaken, dude.
We're ready for
Hardcore.
some emails.
Ready.
Ready.
We have a question about Soul Calibur 6 that I find pretty interesting.
Okay.
And I don't think it's something that we talk about too often.
Cade 6 in Soul Calibur 6.
I really think Cade 6 is going to show up in something. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
He's canonically dead. Like they went through with it.
Damn, I wish I didn't know that. I didn't
Well,
know
no, that was the thing. No, that was the whole way they advertised Forsaken. Is like we're killing him.
Yeah.
He will die.
That was known
I
before the
wasn't
game.
paying attention.
Oh, okay. Because that was the trailer, Ben. It
was the
like
trailer.
They were like holding his dead body.
I think I saw that, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I
Hey.
really thought, like, can't wait for him to come back. I think that's what was going through my head.
To be fair, the raid deals with some crazy stuff, and I have not finished
Never
that.
underestimate space magic.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you.
He, for all, like, honestly, he could be alive.
Okay.
I'm telling you, at the end of the story campaign. Yeah.
Okay.
But no one's ever really dead in sci-fi.
Well, true. But
Ever.
I feel like, that was their play. That was like
Yeah.
they're like, we're doing something big.
And they came out even
like
too in the
comic
developer.
book.
I remember them
Yeah.
saying like, no, he's dead. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like they're kind of out of those. What's their next big? What can you possibly shock people with? I don't know.
Our first email.
Sorry, yeah. Soul Calibur.
It's okay. Ben, I know you are a big fan of fighting games as a genre, so I have to get your opinion as well as the fellow allies on this. Why do you think Soul Calibur 6 has so many different issues that have slipped through the cracks? Examples like Voldo's infinite meter trick, instant wake-up critical edge, or my least favorite, the super flash overflow bug that renders Astaros grappling critical edge worthless. Characters at point blank can mash inputs and teleport behind him after the initial cutscene flashes. Bandai Namco has done an amazing job keeping these kinds of problems out of Tekken 7. So, what could you have changed for this otherwise amazing title? Thank you for considering my question. I hope your soul still burns for Soul Calibur 6 come EVO 2019.
Here's what I love about this.
The specifics.
I almost feel like someone Googled like Frame Trap podcast. Like, oh, that must be about fighting game particulars. I'm in.
I actually have some insight on this.
Please,
that doesn't come from me.
Drop it on us.
This comes from Eris, Avoiding the Puddle on Twitch. He actually talked about this.
Cool.
And so my information is coming secondhand from him. He's a better source to get it from. But Tekken 7 did not come out first on home consoles.
Yeah, it was 2 years in arcades,
It
right?
was out in forever in the arcade, and
Yeah.
people were upset about that, and they came out and they were like, hey, listen, shit's gonna be broken, let us do this. And they were totally right, shit was broken, and the arcade release allowed them to do iterations and stuff like that. And the same thing happened with like Soul Calibur 2, where there was multiple iterations in arcade, and then there was a home console version. Not the case with Soul Calibur 6, and so that's why you're seeing stuff like Voldo's Infinite that is a problem and is being banned from tournaments.
Voldo, why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
Bastard.
This. I guarantee it's rolling. I bet his Infinite's just rolling up on you forever.
I actually don't think I've seen the Infinite in action.
gotta
I should
see
look
that.
it up. Yeah. But I think this sounds really scary for sure. I have faith that this will be addressed
This
as quickly
seems
as
like
possible.
one or
they
two.
patch it?
Yeah, this
they'll
seems like
patch
one
it.
or two patches away.
Right.
That dopamine.
Yeah.
That patch dopamine.
So-
If anything, this is the fun part of a fighting game, right? Like everybody's just playing around, like exploring and
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
uncovering things.
I mean, like, it's kind of fun when stuff is broken.
yeah.
Depending on how it is broken, it can be. But yeah, so I have faith it'll be patched. It sounds like you guys have faith it'll be patched.
Yeah. Also, Soul Calibur 6, pretty fast turnaround from announcement to release.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
absolutely, absolutely. Just need that to be release date. That'd be nice. But I have a question in relation to this, where like obviously when you have stuff that's broken, it grabs headlines, and you have potential buyers who are like, "Oh no, this is broken. I'm not going to get it." Do you think that is a real issue? Do you think that's happening, or do you think most people think it's going to get patched?
I think the only people looking at that are the people that are committed to the game outright.
And haters, dude. The haters exist
Yeah.
who just want to see a game like that fail.
Yeah.
And they'll just spread that.
Yeah.
They're like Voldo Infinite. Without buying the game, without being interested in the game, haters will continue that line for months.
Do you think those haters have legs, though? I mean, do you think those haters have real impact on the sales of this thing? Do you think these issues have real impact on the sales of this thing?
I sincerely think that Soul Calibur 6 has less mass appeal than Tekken 7. You know, I think that if the game doesn't succeed wildly, it's not because of the patch. It's not because of haters making fun of it or it's Metacritic. You know what I mean? It's a bummer. It's like, to me, such an innately appealing game, right? You're just two people fighting with swords.
Right.
It rules. Like, that's so cool. I just, I don't know. Tekken 7 blew up way more than I thought it would. It's crazy how that game succeeded.
Yeah.
I hope for 6 to do the same.
I feel like 6, so it seems to me so far that like 6 needs to be successful. They've come out and said that.
Yeah.
But I feel like their expectations for success are a little bit lower. I mean, when you're announcing DLC characters like 2B from Nier, you're not trying to grab the same
Yeah.
people that you're trying to grab with Negan from The Walking Dead.
Very true.
So,
Is Negan out?
no,
No, not even
Negan's
close,
not.
dude.
We
He's
haven't
like
seen
He's like the
Negan.
last one.
Okay.
So,
Gotta stream that.
I don't know. I have to wonder if like this isn't a real issue. Like this will just go away and
gonna
be
blow
fine.
over. It's
It'll
just a
do
patch.
and it'll do well enough.
Yeah. I think I can't imagine after, being a QA tester for years doing a fighting game. There's just so many variables that you cannot plan on.
Yeah.
They practice combos all day long. They have, a huge team of people searching for those things.
Yeah.
They're always going to slip through the cracks.
And to the best of my knowledge, it's not like this stuff was found day one.
Right.
It was like
Yeah.
sometime
Let
later.
the pros experiment,
Yeah.
figure it out.
But like tens of thousands of pros, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
obviously not all pros, but yeah, exactly. Like, it gets hardcore.
I mean, obviously, I've spoken about it several times. I think Soul Calibur 6 is a pretty cool game.
Yeah.
Really curious to see those EVO 2019 entry numbers, like how many people are competing, to see how it does viewership wise.
It's going to be a fun game to watch.
It is going to be a super fun
Yeah.
game to watch. I think
dude.
it will be a super fun game to
Will
watch.
anyone be Geralt?
Yeah, I think Geralt is good.
Yeah, yeah.
Geralt seems good to me.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, we ready for the next email?
Let's do it.
Teaching Basics. This is from Alexander. He says, "Hello, allies. Many of us don't like tutorials in games, and even fewer people appreciate apparent statements in games trailers or presentation, but what is obvious for veterans is unknown by newcomers. If you want to have commercial success, you have to address outsiders in your marketing campaign. For example, even after watching all of your streams of Super Smash games and this year's Nintendo Direct, I still have no idea how you win the match and what those percentages mean. And such as I don't understand what's going on, I have zero interest in this franchise. I know that I can find answers online, but because I have no interest and because there are so many other games, I have no desire to do so."
This is on you. That's on you.
Hold on.
Okay.
Is there a good way to explain the basics of your game without making your trailer or presentation feel like a dev diary that only dedicated fans will want to watch?
You're trying to smash your opponent off the stage. The higher the percentage, the more likely they are to be smashed off. Boom.
That's it.
Now you're interested.
That's it.
That's all that percentage means.
When you say it's on him,
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
I think that's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
Anybody looking at a fighting game, I love health meters. You see 2 health meters, you get it. You know what I mean? My dad could watch a fighting game tournament and understand who is winning and who is losing because everything is clearly communicated. There's 2 fighters with 2 health bars. So clear.
I would like to see your dad watch like MVC.
We did. We watched Evo. We watched Evo together.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
All
fun.
right. Okay.
He got it. We watched Street Fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, which
Street
is
Fighter, yeah.
Yeah,
I can
nobody's
understand
tagging
that.
in and
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
MVC gets nuts. But yeah, I actually think it's a good point, and a lot of Smash Bros kind of goes off like, you know what this is.
But Kyle, that's a point that I want to bring up though.
Yeah.
Because like Smash is wildly popular, right? Like
Yes, it is.
It is. I don't think wildly popular is an overstatement.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think much like we were talking about with Destiny, I think you get to a point where like you have people that are so devoted and excited that you don't want to appear like you don't care about them to the point where they turn away. Like I feel like you're constantly trying to find that balance. And so while you might be frustrated in how they're messaging something, 10 other people might be way excited about it.
And I also feel like if you don't know the mechanics or what is even going on in Smash, if you're a newcomer, the only thing that matters is that there's like 70 icons battling it out. I feel like if I didn't know what the game was, I would look and I'd be like, oh, I like Mario, or like I'm gonna find like, oh, I'm a Metal Gear fan, but I don't know what Smash is. Solid Snake's in there.
I think actually,
Bayonetta. I like Bayonetta. I've never played Smash, but I like Bayonetta, so I'm hopping.
I think that's a fair point, but I also think that roster can work the other way, where it's like, I don't
too
know who
much.
these Fire Emblem characters are. I don't know King K. Rool. Like so, a regular person with a regular based knowledge does not know each of those 74 characters.
Yeah,
but
I
they
think
know
even
Mario
most
and
hardcore game
Pokemon.
fans don't know all 74
But
of them.
think about it this way. I think that what he's describing is more important when you're trying to get something off the ground. This is called Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. This is the ultimate version of the thing that you love. And I understand that it's the first Smash on Switch. I get that. There's definitely an argument to be made there. But for something that is, if something seems interesting to you, and I totally agree with you, Huber, that you don't need to know all 74 characters, I feel like it's kind of like a one thing leads to another. Like if you're so out that the idea of Mario fighting Sonic is not interesting to you, then like I don't know if learning more is necessarily going to
anything.
convince you.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to start from the most basic point, and there's so much out there that it's really easy to take the smallest steps with almost no effort.
Yeah, there's so many characters. Chances are you love at least one and you're excited about that.
Yeah. I want to give praise though to, I was trying to think of like some commercial or campaign that advertises its concepts within its trailer. You know, because like even like Red Dead would never make an attempt to tell you what the X button does while you're playing the game in a trailer, right? I thought of the Pokemon Let's Go reveal, and you see the weird ball controller. You see people outside of the game actively throwing the ball. We knew exactly how to play that game after that trailer. And so I think you can do it. I think if you have abstract concepts that aren't in a game yet, you can communicate them mostly through showing people playing it. I like that kind of thing.
I don't think Nintendo. I mean, the scope of this question is actually a lot broader than just Smash. We are focusing on Smash, but I don't think Nintendo views Smash as a game for everybody. I think they view it for a hardcore audience, and I think they view Pokemon Let's Go as something for everybody.
Yeah.
Which like maybe isn't the right call, but I think that's where they're going.
Yeah. Sakurai crosses his arms and says, "Come to me."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's smart.
Yep.
Because then your loyal fan base is happy and pleased, and
It kind
then
of ties in with
everyone else.
Forsaken, man.
Yeah.
It kind of ties in.
You make them happy, you make everyone happy, and that good vibes and goodwill is going to spew out and spill out, and then other people are going to, oh, what's that over there? I want to hop in.
Yeah.
Come to me because I'm locked here. I can't escape. Save me.
Save me.
Just a question to you. I don't think I've ever directly asked you this, Kyle. Like, I get genuinely concerned when Sakurai says during the break, I don't think I'll ever get a break, will I?
It hurts me.
That bothers me.
Yeah.
It hurts me.
I don't want to know what that man has been going through for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it like, you know, he got to make Kid Icarus and he was so excited about it, you know? It's like it hurts. It hurts. And he's so good. He is just one of the only people who can make that game. I think he's the
Absolutely.
only person in the world who can make that game. And so yeah, you know. Tough to be like that level.
Are there any Microsoft or Sony characters ever in a Smash yet? Have we
No.
hit that?
Until Banjo-Kazooie comes out as DLC.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Smash
I'm going to
Ultimate.
count Cloud from Final Fantasy VII and Snake. They count.
Is
They're
Final
there
Fantasy
because of-
7 out on Xbox, or is it coming out?
It
I
is
think
coming. It will
okay.
be out soon. I count it because the PlayStation popularized those those franchises.
Mm-hmm.
They are intrinsically tied in with
sure.
PlayStation, and so I would count those, even though they're not owned by Sony. You know.
Yeah. I would love like the exclusives to get in there. Master Chief and like Kratos or something would just be so awesome.
Master Chief would
Banjo-Kazooie
be
would be cool.
so
And Banjo-Kazooie.
funny
Let's
to
get
me in
Banjo-Kazooie
Smash.
in there.
Kratos?
No, like
Chief.
just
Oh, Master
Master
Chief?
Chief,
Yeah.
like Master Chief pulling out an assault rifle.
Yeah.
Like I know there are
Guns.
weapons and guns in Smash Brothers, but there's something about Master Chief
Yeah.
doing it and hearing that assault rifle.
Assault
sound
rifle, he could have the pistol,
And I
he could
think
have
he actually-
the sticky bombs.
He'd actually punch and kick really hard too.
Yeah.
He's
You
a
could
big
do-
boy. He's a Spartan.
Your
man.
up B could be the energy sword going up or something.
Yeah.
And I love that he's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, dude.
That's a big guy.
It'd be so cool.
You
Yeah.
could do
It'd be
the
so cool.
slam. Yeah, you could see
Yeah.
the moveset very
Dude,
easily.
the stage too could be on like the Halo ring in the
And you have like
background.
warthogs driving in the background. Yeah, it'd be awesome. It'd be
But I
awesome.
would want it to be Blood Gulch.
Blood Cult for sure. Okay.
Like 2 teleporters on the other side.
Well, what
Man,
is
that'd be sick.
what does Alt Smash be?
I don't know. It's like Cortana starts crying and she's like, just like all screen shakes. I don't know, man.
Okay, I was gonna suggest like a Banshee, but Cortana crying is
Yeah,
way
yeah,
better.
yeah.
Yeah.
John, I don't know. And then it's just like you come back and everybody's just gone.
Kratos like rage mode,
Yeah, easy. That's
or
an easy one.
Atreus like pops out of nowhere.
Or he could grow. He gets the sword, just and just stomps on people and crashes with the sword.
I would love like your first Smash with Kratos, and you fight and you're doing like 3 stock or something, and you just stab them and they just lose all their stocks immediately. They're just dead. The winner is Kratos, and it's just their body down there. All right. Our last email comes in from Total Justice Gaming.
Total justice.
Joe. Comes in from Joe. That's more accurate.
Okay.
Hello, allies. Recently, I was at a friend's house, and he wanted me to try Red Dead 2. Admittedly, I told him I'm not the biggest fan of the Western genre, but I do enjoy a good game nonetheless. Having played a bit of Red Dead 1 previously and enjoyed it, I was very annoyed at the amount of simulation systems that are in Red Dead Redemption 2 and how they got in the way of playing.
It's like a buck.
Needing to keep up with eating is fine, as that's in a lot of games, but in a more passive sense, such as restoring health, and this was just one of the systems that go a little too far. I noticed that this shared a lot of the unwanted systems from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Needing to eat, maintain weight, shave, and take baths greatly impacted my enjoyment of that game. I enjoy a good simulation experience, but when it's advertised as a simulation, these systems were dumped from the Grand Theft Auto franchise for a reason, and the fact that they popped up in here made me choose to get Dragon Quest XI over this game. While I
That's a win
recognize
for anime.
Yeah. It's a win for anime.
While I recognize this is the superior game, this is not what I want to be doing, just to be able to interact with the NPCs in the game. Plus, there's already an exorbitant amount of things you need to keep track of in Red Dead 2 anyway. Red Dead Redemption 2 anyway. Why add these systems to just further complicate an already packed game? You guys feel that simulation aspects need to be in games to pad or deepen their systems, and just how much is too much?
It's not too much, because if you don't engage with any of it, you'll still be fine.
That's what I actually like. I was actually going to praise it for that reason.
You
I
do not
barely
need-
ever. Yeah.
Like, you'll be at a disadvantage if you don't maintain your guns. What? Like, if you don't clean it.
But like a slight disadvantage.
Your
Exactly.
horse as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do think there is like a natural, like, okay, I really need to do this when the game pops up and it's like, your horse is dirty.
Yeah.
You want to do
But
that.
every time I get off my horse after a long ride, just give it a little scrub, and that's
Sure,
it.
sure,
like,
sure.
Like, even
I'm
when
not
you,
saying it's wrong.
yeah, even when you engage with it, I think it's just not that much. And I also really appreciated, like, not having to engage with it so much as to where, like, if I was off in the wilderness for an extended period of time doing missions and the like, coming back into town for an extended break were some of my favorite moments in the game. So I'd be off for a while, I'd come back, my hair would be long, I'd be hungry, my horse would be dirty, and my guns would be dirty. Do it in one fell swoop, coming back to civilization, take a bath, get a good night's sleep, go back out there.
And yeah, I guess like there's the things where it's just like, come on, bring us back more food, Arthur, and the game lets me say no, no penalty. Who cares? I don't care about your food.
Who cares?
I get
I'm a
free
bad boy.
I'm a bad boy. I get free stew once in a while. It's like, I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all I need to do. And
I
so
love the stew for some
And you
reason.
can even pay to, like, raise that stuff up.
yeah, and I'm not going to ever. And so that's what I like, that freedom. I actually think it is a freedom. You don't have to worry about all these simulation aspects. If somebody gets into it, if they're doing lots of side quests, I can imagine that they're going to have more mileage on them. They will need to eat more. They will need to do things. But that's that kind of player, and that is. It just doesn't interfere with the kind of player that I am.
Because even if you're underweight and you forget about eating and you don't eat, you sprint faster, but you have a little less health.
Ooh,
So
that's cool.
it's not even a penalty.
I
It's
kind of
like,
want that. Yeah.
yeah,
It's funny.
So it's like if you keep eating a bunch and you're overweight, then you're slower, but you're a tank. You have more health. So it's trade-offs. You're not like, you need to eat or you're gonna die out there. Like,
For me personally, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the most immersive games that I've played this year.
yeah.
And I think a lot of the complaints that maybe I have or other people have with how Red Dead Redemption 2 operates on many different levels are completely valid. I think it is totally fair, some of the things people are saying against Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
At the same time, I really don't like games being homogenous, and that is something that I think both publishers and the gaming community pushes for way too much, where they'll not like something like not like some quirk, and they'll be like, a bunch of other games don't do this for a reason. I don't like that mentality. I like that Red Dead Redemption 2 is so weird. I like that it is doing something so far out of left field in many different ways for a big box game like this. I
mainstream
think
box
that should
game.
be celebrated
Yeah.
in its own way. You don't have to like it. That's fine. But I don't
Absolutely.
think it needs to be like everything else.
Because on the exact opposite end of the spectrum for open worlds, you have like Assassin's Creed and Spider-Man,
Yep.
which are following tradition, following structure, go to the checkpoint, do the mission, get XP, move on.
Yeah.
Like,
right. It's
that's
not
awesome.
like
it's not bad. I love both ends of it.
it's not like there's a lack of open
Yeah.
world games.
Yeah.
There is a lack of westerns. You could make some arguments, but yeah.
I do
yeah.
also, to the person who wrote that, I want to say, like, good job just getting Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Instead of like trying to make your friend happy and just pushing yourself through Red Dead, which I don't think you would enjoy. If you saw it and didn't like it, you're not going to enjoy it.
Play what you want to play. It's
Play
totally
what you
cool.
want to play. Yeah.
Play what you want to play. I do think Dragon Quest XI is one of those games where if you just give it a chance, you'll be surprised at how much you like it.
I'm 15 hours in. Haven't come back to it in like 3 weeks though, dude.
But you like it.
Piling up.
I love it.
Piling up.
Draconic Quest
Huber,
is so
it
epic.
just keeps getting better.
I know. Oh, it's so good.
Cool. I think that's going to do it for Frame Trap. This was a lively one. Thank you for that liveliness.
All right.
Little pig.
Why?
Why?
We almost made it. I think you had like Huber sanity up until that point.
What? Just no, but why?
I don't know. What was that?
Negan popped into the brain from earlier.
So Listeners, what you're missing is Huber put his nose right up on that mic and snorted like a pig.
We're almost out.
We almost had it.
We were seconds away from being
It's
out.
sabotage. I don't like ending frame trap.
Oh, okay.
It's so warm and cozy.
All right.
Well,
I like being in.
you know what, Huber? I think that's partially true. I also think you enjoy Little Pig, Little Pig.
Oh, we all do.
We all do.
We all love Little Pig.
Thank you so much for that liveliness, Kyle Bossman and Michael Huber. It's been a fun frame trap for me, at least. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you want to send an email, get your opinions out there, your hot takes onto the show, respond to what we've been saying, or to present something new that we didn't think of. AskEasyAllies@gmail.com is the address. One more time, it's AskEasyAllies@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.